Chapter 846 Majestic Chaos, Subscription Request. Striving for the ultimate. Life is striving for the ultimate. To strive for the ultimate, one must at least grasp the fifth realm of fusion of time and space. Striving for the ultimate. I wonder if I can reach the threshold of striving for the ultimate before my lifespan ends. Since the birth of the universe, every long period of time, there have been lives attempting to strive for the ultimate, but the vast majority have failed, making many 11th level perfected evolvers quite familiar with this fluctuation. Is the source within the human civilization's territory? In the heartland of the insect race, one queen after another opens their eyes, looking towards the origin of the chaos void origin. Is human civilization likely to give birth to the 10th ultimate being? The brows of many insect queens furrow deeply. Human civilization is already strong enough. The birth of a 10th ultimate being now would likely leave the insect race struggling to breathe. Tianyu clan's territory. The ancestors all had serious expressions. Normally, 11th level perfected evolvers from human civilization, without certain assurance, would not be allowed to strive for the ultimate. After all, once failed, it means the complete loss of this 11th level perfected evolver. The death caused by failing to strive for the ultimate can't be reversed, as the life imprint would briefly shift out of the river of time. Success means completely freeing oneself from the binds of the river of time. In case of failure, all traces will be erased. Even the ultimate beings cannot be resurrected, lacking the life imprint as a marker. Ultimate beings can't find the target even if they go against the flow. So, for any peak racial power, striving for the ultimate is a matter taken with extreme caution. Unless absolutely necessary, they would rather slow down their own time flow and drag it out than rashly strive for the ultimate. Of course, those unique lives that are unaffiliated and unbound by clans are exceptions. Some special beings, having lived long enough, will still forcefully strive for the ultimate even without certainty. Milky Way star region. Deep within the multiple spatial layers, Lin Yuan sits cross-legged. After releasing the suppression on himself, he could clearly feel the universe momentarily plunging into a kind of silence. Following that, a terrifying cosmic spatial rift was torn open above his head. The aura of the chaos void origin descends, an invisible pressure begins to spread throughout the entire universe. Lin Yuan looks upwards. The terrifying cosmic spatial rift continues to expand. In just an instant it spans more than 10 light-years. The profound and mysterious aura of the chaos void rushes towards him. Is that the location of the chaos void origin? Lin Yuan looks at the space above, watching the rapidly inflating cosmic spatial rift that expanded to dozens of light-years outside, faintly revealing an enormous boundless space, carrying infinite might, supremely paramount. Chaos void origin infusion, the source naturally being the chaos void origin. During the crossing of major life realms, a temporary connection to the chaos void origin is formed to infuse the origin. The cosmic space continues to be torn apart, finally stopping slowly when reaching 100 light-years. 100 light-years? Lin Yuan immediately understands that this should be the limit of the chaos void origin infusion he can withstand this time. Compared to the 10 light-year rift when breaking through from 9th level to 10th level, the current 100 light-year rift seems only 10 times different, but the amount of the infused chaos void origin in the end is far more than 100 or 1,000 times more. The origin begins to infuse. The moment the cosmic space rift stops, Lin Yuan realizes that what he is about to face is the infusion of the chaos void origin. Whether it's the infusion of the cosmic origin or the chaos void origin, it is according to the live's own comprehensive conditions, such as physical strength, soul strength, internal world strength, and so forth. The higher the foundation, the larger the rift that can be opened, and the more origin it can withstand. Among them, striving for the ultimate at 11th level, life undergoing the ultimate transformation jump, the induced chaos void origin infusion, will far exceed the breakthrough from 10th level to 11th level. Only 333 seconds. During this period I must endure as much chaos void origin as possible. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This opportunity for nearly all beings within the universe only comes once, and that is the assault on the ultimate at level 11. Even if one smoothly transitions to level 12 afterward, transforming the internal world into an internal universe, one can only slowly absorb the chaos void origin. Like now, absorbing recklessly without limits within 333 seconds, this will never happen again. Splash. Across hundreds of light-years within the cosmic rift, a profound and mysterious passageway to the lands of chaos void origin immediately begins to pour out torrential chaos void origin. Boom, like the collapse of an ocean, The speed of the primordial pour is terrifyingly fast, filling the entire 100 light-years with pure chaos void origin power. Absorb it all. Lin Yuan's physical body wildly absorbs, his soul is also wildly absorbing, and his internal world is likewise wildly absorbing. The chaos void origin power is extremely pure, almost needless of any refinement. As long as it is absorbed into the body, it can quickly transform into one's own energy, and then push the foundation to increase. Just 20 seconds later, Lin Yuan feels a satiated sensation in his internal world. It's clear that it has devoured enough. Continue absorbing. Lin Yuan doesn't stop. At this moment his internal world gives him a certain critical sensation, as if stepping further will break some kind of shackles. Milky Way star region. Humanity's 9 ultimate beings are somewhat stunned as they watch the cosmic space rift spanning hundreds of light-years and the endless chaos void origin gushing into the depths of the spatial layers. 100 light-years of space rift, it's not much different from assaulting the ultimate at level 11, right? A void god ultimate being is somewhat dazed. Assaulting the ultimate at level 11 is not something unusual for the ultimate beings. But Lin Yuan is not assaulting the ultimate, he's assaulting level 11. Right now, the only difference between Lin Yuan and those assaulting the ultimate is that he has not yet stepped out of the river of time, never undergoing the ultimate transformation. This Xiaqin ultimate being is also frightened. Before Lin Yuan's assault on level 11, he had predicted that the commotion would certainly not be small, especially since the scene during his previous level 10 assault was placed there. However, even so, Xiaqin ultimate being only dared to guess that Lin Yuan's final assault commotion would merely be close to assaulting the assault. Could it really be as thorough as it is now? Level 11 assault on the ultimate, life undergoing the ultimate transformation, can cause infusion of chaos void origin that surpasses one's own foundation. Lin Yuan hasn't undergone the ultimate transformation, yet he managed to evoke a disturbance no weaker than assaulting the ultimate. How is this possible? Humanity's 9 ultimate beings stand in the void, continuously observing that hundreds of light-years rift, constantly pouring out chaos void origin. All the origin is marked with the life imprint of Lin Yuan. Even if it couldn't be absorbed, it would rapidly disperse. Compared to the shock of humanity's 9 ultimate beings, the ultimate beings of the various peak clans within the cosmic starry skies and ultimate existences are somewhat uneasy. Especially the insect race, Chanyu clan and other forces completely hostile to human civilization, absolutely do not wish to see humanity's civilization gain a 10th ultimate being. If human civilization were to give birth to a 10th ultimate being, it would have profound impacts on the subsequent war situations, especially with the imminent opening of super-large battlefields. What do we do now? Stop him? During the period of assaulting the ultimate, although one needs to withstand the backlash of the River of Time, one is also under the protection of the River of Time, and we, even after freeing ourselves from the constraints of the River of Time, are far from being able to shake the River of Time. So what do we do? Just watch as humanity gains another ultimate being? Insect race, Chanyu clan, and many other ultimate beings quickly communicate. Head to the River of Time. Insect Queen speaks up. Yes, the River of Time. Hearing this, the other ultimate beings immediately nod. Heading to the River of Time, standing by the shore, although not able to observe the many details within the River of Time. But if there are beings successfully freeing themselves from the constraints of the River of Time, stepping into level 12, and emerging from the river onto the shore, they could still observe. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 847 Stepping into the 11th Order. End of this volume. Asking for subscriptions. The River of Time flows majestically. From the ancient past towards the distant future. It seems eternally unchanging. Even the most extraordinary life forms, as long as they haven't made the ultimate leap, can only stir up a corner of the river's waves, ultimately perishing as the river runs dry. On the shore, one towering figure after another appears, carefully observing every detail around the River of Time. During the ultimate phase of level 11 beings' assault, external forces cannot stop them. But once the assault is complete, successfully stepping into level 12, they must come ashore. This is also the opportunity for the insect race and Chanyu clan's strongest beings. An ultimate being that has just entered level 12 is undoubtedly at its most vulnerable. Even with the protection of 9 supreme beings from human civilization, a sudden surprise attack by them can have a significant impact. The supreme beings of the insect race and Chanyu clan do not harbor illusions of killing that supreme being from human civilization, but at least they can inflict some damage. In this way, the pressure on them later on would be much lighter. Taking advantage of the moment a level 12 being comes ashore to launch a surprise attack is a grudge that warrants relentless pursuit. Therefore, under normal circumstances, no supreme being standing on the shore would easily do this. Mainly because even a being that has just stepped into level 12 isn't so easy to kill, as the essence of life has undergone the ultimate leap, it's very difficult to completely perish. And if the attack fails, it would create an irreconcilable formidable enemy for themselves and their affiliated forces. The potential risks involved are great, even related to the end of the cosmic era, when many level 12 beings struggle to cross over to withstand the great destructive force. However, such influences are of no significance to the insect race and Chanyu clan. The civilization of humankind and theirs are already in a life-or-death feud. Even if they do not act, the hatred between them will not disappear. If a level 11 perfect being from the insect race or Chanyu clan manages to step into level 12 and come ashore, it's estimated that the 9 supreme beings from human civilization would not hesitate to seize the opportunity to strike. The conflict between clans has never been about the strong bullying the weak. The main reason why supreme beings of the starry sky races rarely enter the fray is that if everyone participates, it's equivalent to no one participating. And if the intensity of the war is too high, it can also affect the development of various peak clan forces. That's why the current balance is maintained. If there were an opportunity to completely eradicate the forces of other clans, it's estimated there would be no hesitation. Let's wait. Well, just watch from the shore. When that level 11 evolutionary from humanity begins to come ashore, you must not hold back. The supreme beings from the insect race, Chanyu clan, and many others exchange glances, also vigilant for traces of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. They can think of sniping at the riverbank of time. Surely the supreme beings of human civilization have taken precautions. Now the contest is about the foundation of their respective strengths. Milky Way star region. Deep within the spatial layers. Lin Yuan tries to draw in the endless chaos void origin into his body as much as possible. His physical soul body and inner world are like having taken a tonic, starting to rapidly increase in strength. Especially his inner world, as it feels full upon receiving chaos void origin infusion for the 20th second. With the sense of fullness comes the feeling of breaking through limitations. That's why Lin Yuan doesn't stop absorbing the chaos void origin. The 30th second. The feeling of fullness intensifies. The 40th second. The fullness reaches a certain limit. The 50th second. The fullness vanishes with a bang. At the same time, his inner world, originally spanning 33 billion square miles, seems to have torn through a thin layer of paper, with its area going crazy expanding again. 23 billion miles. 33 billion miles. 43 billion miles. 110 billion miles. At the 300th second of chaos void origin infusion, Lin Yuan's inner world has already reached 6 trillion square miles in the area. The vast power of the world nourishes his physical soul body, and with the continuous absorption of chaos void origin, Lin Yuan's strength has increased countless times compared to before his breakthrough. The 333rd second ends. The crack in the sky, spanning hundreds of light years, quickly begins to heal. The aura of chaos void origin also rapidly dissipates. Under normal circumstances, a level 11 perfect being assaulting the ultimate would now make the ultimate leap, using the arrival of chaos void origin and the momentary stepping back of the cosmic rules to cross that critical step. Lin Yuan ponders in his heart. With the arrival of chaos void origin, numerous cosmic rule restrictions naturally disappear temporarily, making it the best time for a level 11 perfect being to assault the ultimate. Losing this opportunity, it's almost impossible to make another assault on the ultimate. Any life form assaulting the ultimate means completely breaking free from universal restrictions, and in such a case, the universe will naturally try its best to prevent it. Becoming a supreme being, breaking free from the shackles of the river of time, means potentially taking away everything absorbed from the universe. But I don't really need to do that. Lin Yuan shakes his head slightly. He still has another chance to trigger the chaos void origin infusion. Although with Lin Yuan's foundation he can entirely surpass level 11 to assault the ultimate, the risk is still too great. Lin Yuan still has a lot of room for improvement, not to mention comprehending the legendary chaos rule. The deeper the foundation accumulated during the level 11 phase, the greater the advantage in assaulting level 12. My inner world has now reached 8 trillion square miles. Wuxia world. Side. Go. Chapter 848 Stepping into the 11th level. End of this volume. Please subscribe. _2 Lin Yuan's consciousness incarnation was reflecting within his inner world. Compared to the modest expanse of barely over 200 million miles before the breakthrough, the current inner world had strengthened by an unknown multitude. 99% of the chaos void origin power, I haven't completely absorbed it, instead I've accumulated it deep within my inner world. Lin Yuan looked thoughtful. Tearing through rifts spanning hundreds of light years to welcome the descent of the chaos void origin, Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 10th layer created a disturbance no less significant than the impact of striving for the ultimate level 11. The chaos void origin he ultimately withstood was no less than that of a level 11, making the ultimate breakthrough. Once successful, internally evolving their world to a universe, undergoing an ultimate metamorphosis of their life essence, the size of that inner universe would eventually stretch from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of light years. But Lin Yuan's inner world came to a halt at a diameter of 600 billion miles, mainly because the vast majority of the chaos void origin power was not thoroughly absorbed. Due to not undergoing the metamorphosis, a level 11 aiming for the ultimate status would swiftly absorb the accumulated chaos void origin. But without the ultimate metamorphosis, those energies from the chaos void remained sunken deep within Lin Yuan's inner world. This is good too, all of it will become my foundation so that when I truly make the push for the ultimate, my inner world's final size, I estimate, will surpass the range of tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of light years. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even more so, this accumulation of substantial chaos void origin has vastly elevated his base strength, that when he truly strives for the ultimate, the chaos void's assessment of him will heighten, the fissures torn will be more vast, and the infusing chaos void origin will reach an inconceivable level. Does my inner world still deserve to be called a world? Lin Yuan looked down upon his 600 billion mile diameter inner world, with endless chaos void energy pouring in, continuously metamorphosing his inner world, further unfolding more spatial layers and so on. It lies somewhere between an inner world and an inner universe. Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. His current inner world far surpassed the regular notion of an inner world, yet it didn't quite reach the magnitude of a supreme being's inner universe. Strength after the breakthrough? Lin Yuan began to focus precisely on his sensations. His physical body and soul had improved more than 100-fold compared to before the breakthrough. But the most critical was his inner world, vast at 600 billion miles in diameter. You should know the inner worlds of other level 11 beings, depending on the nobility of their racial bloodlines, range from tens of millions to a few tens of millions of miles in diameter. And Lin Yuan? A direct 600 billion miles in diameter? In front of Lin Yuan, ordinary level 11 beings are feeble like ants. According to Lin Yuan's previous standards of assessment, if a level 11 perfect combat strength is denoted as 10, then Lin Yuan before his breakthrough had a strength probably around 100. Now, having stepped into level 11, his strength has already surpassed 10,000. 10,100 at first glance seem to be just a 100-fold increase, but in practice, it's not calculated like that. 100 warriors each with a strength of 100, when combined, would be crushed by a being of strength 10,000. Not to mention 100, even 1,000 or 10,000, faced with an entity of strength 10,000, the outcome would be the same, with no capacity to resist. Simply put, with Lin Yuan's current combat strength, he can completely be regarded as a unique existence between level 11 and level 12. The gap between level 11 and level 12 seems as vast as a chasm. But the gap between level 11 and Lin Yuan is almost as insurmountable. Even a level 11 perfect legend life form wielding a supreme weapon in front of Lin Yuan could, at best, barely cling on to life by the merit of the weapon itself. And if that supreme weapon were not of a defensive nature but offensive instead, survival would most likely be out of reach. Now, only level 12 could pose a real threat to me, I guess. Lin Yuan thought to himself while simultaneously looking up towards a certain region. All 9 supreme beings have come. Lin Yuan vaguely sensed 9 vast presences. Before the breakthrough, Lin Yuan simply could not detect the arrival of supreme beings. It was only after being informed by the supreme being Xia Qin that he commenced the breakthrough. But now, with advancement in realm and a grasp over space and time, Lin Yuan could vaguely lock onto the auras of the supreme beings. Of course, this was because the 9 supreme beings from human civilization were incarnations, and they did not specifically conceal their aura. It's time to meet the supreme beings. Lin Yuan rose to his feet, emerged from the depths of the spatial layers, and headed toward the 9 human civilization supreme beings. Without the presence of 9 supreme beings, Lin Yuan's breakthrough would have been known by the 10,000 universe races, and those alien supreme beings would definitely interfere. Since the birth of the universe, Any level 11 perfect being before making a breakthrough to the ultimate would seek a supreme being as support. The first supreme being of human civilization came to be in this way, seeking an ultimate entity, paying many prices for its protection, and finally managing to step into level 12. The river of time flows on mightily. Supreme beings from the insect race, Chanyu clan, and many others patiently wait. In the distant horizon, other supreme beings loom, their towering figures vague yet discernible. Supreme beings from the insect race, Chanyu clan, and other level 12 powerhouses intend to snipe the newly risen supreme being from human civilization, while the other ultimate entities are happy to watch the excitement. Oh, it's been such a long time, why is there no fluctuation in the river of time? The supreme beings from the insect race and Chanyu clan frown slightly, realizing there can be only one reason for this. That is, the human evolver attempting the ultimate has ultimately failed. A failure to reach the ultimate would erase all of oneself, naturally preventing the landing. Failed? That makes sense. Achieving the ultimate is not so simple. We've all been too anxious. The ultimate existences from the insect race and Chanyu clan exchange glances and let out a slight sigh of relief. If possible, they wouldn't want to snipe either, because it would mean engaging in a desperate fight with the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. The battles between supreme beings, skirmishes at the ultimate level, mostly result in significant self-harm while killing the enemy. There's little meaning to them, especially with a few crazed supreme beings from human civilization who, if really pushed, might resort to self-destructive measures. So, the current outcome is undoubtedly the best. The human evolver who attempted the ultimate has failed. For the insect race and Chanyu clan, this means one less enemy to worry about, and they also don't need to clash with the supreme beings of human civilization, making it perfect. The only thing that puzzles the supreme beings from the insect race and Chanyu clan is how easily the human evolver has failed. With the foundation of human civilization, since they dared to let their own make the ultimate attempt, they must have made many preparations, even in failure, certainly causing ripples or even waves in the river of time. However, just now, from beginning to end, no supreme being felt any surge on the river of time. This means that the human evolver barely started the ultimate challenge before they failed, leading to such tranquility in the river of time. Though puzzled, the supreme beings from the insect race and Chanyu clan don't dwell on it, for causing an infusion of origin power from the chaos void would inevitably lead to the ultimate leap. And if the ultimate leap were successful, it would lead to a landing. Now, without a landing, it means failure. Despite their doubts, the supreme beings from the insect race and Chanyu clan grasp the fundamental logic of cause and effect. That is, the human evolver attempting the ultimate did not ultimately step into level 12. Otherwise, there would have been a landing. Not stepping into level 12 means a complete downfall. Milky Way star region. The hearts of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization remain unsettled for a long time. They watch the cracks in the chaos void heal swiftly, at a loss for words for a moment. This kid too frightening. An ancient power supreme being shakes their head slightly. It's not often that something can frighten supreme beings, but now it's clear that all 9 supreme beings of human civilization have been significantly alarmed. In fact, if other alien supreme beings knew that the commotion just now was caused merely by a level 10 challenging level 11, they would likely be appalled. My human civilization has given birth to a remarkable existence. This thought suddenly emerges in the hearts of the remaining supreme beings. Wuxia world. Side. Go. Chapter 849 Soaring Comprehension Speed. Please subscribe. HTML in the center of the twisted time-space. I have met the 9 supreme beings. Lin Yuan slightly bowed to show respect. After stepping into the 11th level, Lin Yuan immediately came to meet the supreme beings. After all, during the breakthrough, the 9 supreme beings had been shielding his aura. The 11th level's impact on the ultimate, with or without the protection of the supreme beings, was different. Especially since Lin Yuan did not impact the ultimate, he never attempted the ultimate leap, and there existed a possibility of interference during the breakthrough. No need for this. I believe it won't be long before our human civilization establishes the 10th evolution tower, the ancient power supreme being spoke. Human civilization currently had 9 evolution towers, corresponding to the 9 supreme beings. The 10th evolution tower signified the birth of the 10th supreme being in human civilization. Entering the 11th level and being evaluated by the ancient power supreme being in such a manner showed the importance placed on Lin Yuan. To a certain extent, the ancient power supreme being already regarded Lin Yuan as the future supreme being. Compared to the supreme beings, I still have a long way to go, Lin Yuan immediately said. The more he cultivated, the more Lin Yuan felt the gap between the 12th and 11th levels. The two were not on the same level of existence at all. Even if the 11th level was stronger, it could only live in the river of time. Even if it could briefly leap up, it would eventually fall back. And the 12th level? It completely broke free from the restraints of the river of time, standing on the bank overlooking countless river life struggles. The difference between the two was not just a chasm in realm and strength, but also entirely different mindsets. Do not belittle yourself. If even you cannot step into the 12th level, then neither our human civilization nor the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry skies will produce a 12th level, the ancient power supreme being said. Walking the path of evolution requires appropriate humility, but also confidence. The other 8 supreme beings nodded slightly. Through the commotion of Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 11th level, they vaguely speculated on how profound the foundation of this galaxy master was. Tearing open the cosmic space rift and welcoming the arrival of the chaos void origin was entirely based on one's circumstances. No one could fake this aspect. Lin Yuan, with his 10th level realm, tore open the cosmic space rift that was no smaller than those torn open by the 11th level perfect beings impacting the ultimate. Given his realm was not as high as the latter, the space rift he finally tore was the same, meaning Lin Yuan surpassed the 11th level perfect beings in other respects. This was what most shocked the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. The supreme being is correct, Lin Yuan immediately said. However, he couldn't help but mutter in his heart. What he meant was that compared to the supreme beings, he was still far behind merely in terms of combat strength. Now Lin Yuan's combat strength greatly exceeded the 11th level perfect. Even an 11th level perfect holding a supreme weapon could barely save their life in front of Lin Yuan. But compared to a true 12th level being, Lin Yuan lacked any confidence. Firstly, Lin Yuan's greatest advantage was the 6th realm spacetime rules comprehension, and most 12th level beings basically had this comprehension. The 11th level perfect impacting the ultimate, as long as they succeeded in the end, would smoothly land and experience the shore touch, mostly comprehending the 6th realm spacetime. This was also why the 6th realm spacetime was called the threshold of the 12th level. Having no advantage in spacetime fusion comprehension, and even a disadvantage, his physical body and soul also couldn't compare to the supreme beings. As for his inner world? The supreme being's inner world transformed into an inner universe, spanning tens of thousands to 100,000 light years, still incomparable to Lin Yuan. The only aspect where Lin Yuan could surpass ordinary 12th levels was his mind and willpower. With a spiritual index as high as 33,330,000 points, it was estimated that most supreme beings in the universe hadn't reached this level. The mind and willpower were undoubtedly important. Paired with any trump card, it could exert tremendous effect, but if it were just mind and willpower, the effect would be very limited. What Lin Yuan meant by that sentence was simple. At the current stage he couldn't defeat the supreme beings. But to the ancient power supreme being's ears, he mistakenly thought Lin Yuan lacked confidence in stepping into the 12th level. In fact, Lin Yuan was quite confident in impacting the ultimate. Polishing himself at the 11th level, elevating many pillar-level fusion rules to the height of the 12th level. Even if he didn't comprehend the chaos rule in the end, Lin Yuan still had a substantial hope of impacting the ultimate. This hope stemmed not only from his solid foundation, but also from many external factors, like that heart of spacetime. The ability to extend his stay in the river of time's time had an against-the-odds effect, equivalent to forcibly elevating the possibility of stepping into the 12th level. Lin Yuan, your current strength? The Void God Ultimate Being looked at Lin Yuan and asked. With these words spoken, the other 8 supreme beings also looked at Lin Yuan. Probably stronger than the 11th level by some, Lin Yuan thought for a moment and answered truthfully. Some? How much stronger? The Void God Ultimate Being couldn't help but ask. There were 6 grades in the 11th level. Lin Yuan was stronger than which grade of the 11th level? Compared to me, 11th level perfect is like the 10th level compared to the 11th level, I suppose. Lin Yuan said, actually elevating the 11th level perfect as much as possible. In reality, the gap between 11th level perfect and Lin Yuan was only greater. Like the 10th level compared to the 11th level? The 9 supreme beings of human civilization fell into silence. Was this called only a bit stronger? The limit of a 10th rank evolver was to comprehend a certain pillar-level fusion rule at the 2nd realm. But 11th level perfect? Space-time 5th realm, involving many pillar-level fusion rules. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 850 Soaring Comprehension Speed. Please subscribe. _2 Lin Yuan compared the gap between himself and a perfect level 11 to that between level 11 and level 10, almost making the 9 supreme beings of human civilization doubt whether Lin Yuan was actually at level 11 life form or not. From the beginning to the end of this universe, I reckon you're probably the strongest level 11 there's ever been, the feather butterfly supreme being said in a low voice. So far, the starry sky races hadn't set a definitive number for the strongest level 11. Because most perfect level 11s relied on the empowerment of ultimate weapons. Even so, there was constant debate about who was the strongest level 11. But now, there was probably no debate anymore. The strongest level 11 was Lin Yuan. And not just in this cosmic era. In the many cosmic eras of the past and many more in the future. The chances were slim that there would ever be a level 11 born stronger than Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan, with your strength, you could completely sweep through the upcoming grand-scale battlefields of different races, Xia Qin Supreme Being thought and immediately spoke up. Grand-scale battlefields of different races? Lin Yuan's heart stirred. He had already heard about the grand-scale battlefields of different races from Xia Qin Supreme Being. This was a massive battlefield that surpassed any previous ones, a place where all peak forces of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry skies contested for domination. That's right. The eyes of the ancient power supreme being slightly lit up. The grand-scale battlefields are the arenas agreed upon by all peak forces within this universe through negotiation. After the grand-scale battlefields are established, any force that obtains the right to lead the first war will gain 1/10,000th of the territory of all participating clan forces, the Void God Ultimate being added from the side. 1/10,000th of the territory? Lin Yuan's expression became slightly solemn. The myriad clans of the cosmic starry skies fought on the many battlefields they opened, and under established rules, the victorious side would take control of the territory or some resource secret realms of the defeated side. The Milky Way star region inhabited by Lin Yuan was, in the past, a territory ruled by the Shadow Tribe. However, in the battlefield, the Shadow Tribe lost to human civilization, which is why they had to hand over that region. However, on the battlefields of the past, even the large battlefields, the territories lost through defeat didn't reach the foundation of human civilization. But what about grand-scale battlefields? Using 1/10,000th of territory as the price? How many star domains, to be precise, how many star alliances, would 1/10,000th of human civilization's territory envelop? It should be noted that the size of the territory unequivocally includes more than just the number of life forms it can support. It also signifies countless resources. Many precious resource planets and numerous cosmic secret realms lie within certain territories, and once ceded, these too would be surrendered. That's right. That's why for this grand-scale battlefield of different races, those peak clan forces will spare no expense. They will even equip level 11 5th realm life forms with ultimate weapons, Xia Qin Supreme Being said. According to the rules set by the starry sky races for opening grand-scale battlefields, beings of the 12th layer are forbidden from intervening. With 12th layer beings not entering the fray, the strongest combatants were naturally level 11. To increase their side's odds, outfitting perfect level 11 life forms with ultimate weapons is the foundation, and level 11 5th realm life forms will be granted ultimate weapons. To initially refine ultimate weapons, one needs at least the comprehension of the 5th realm of space and time, which means level 11 5th realm. But normally, level 11 5th realm beings being granted ultimate weapons were very few and far between. No problem. Lin Yuan nodded. From becoming an evolver to now, he's been under the protection of human civilization. Lin Yuan now also planned to give back to human civilization. In fact, it wouldn't be purely giving back as Lin Yuan wasn't obliged to go to the grand-scale battlefield. According to the 9 supreme beings, every level 11 who goes to the grand-scale battlefield would receive a large number of merit points as a reward from human civilization. The merits established on the grand-scale battlefield could also be exchanged for a large number of merit points, and all the obtained spoils of war would belong to oneself. With Lin Yuan's strength now surpassing level 11, even without an invitation from the supreme beings, he would plan to take a stroll on the grand-scale battlefield. After all, to secure the right to lead the first battle on the grand-scale battlefield, those peak clan level 11 life forms will likely arm themselves to the teeth. And for Lin Yuan, that's all moving riches and treasures. Heading to the grand-scale battlefield of different races basically carried no risk for Lin Yuan. Anyway, going there with just his primordial spirit, even if it were to fall, Lin Yuan could quickly recondense it. After stepping into the 11th level, even if a supreme being were to strike at Lin Yuan, at most they could only destroy his primordial spirit and not truly affect his actual body. With over 33 million points in mental willpower strength, it's enough for Lin Yuan to easily defend against any memory contamination at the 12th level tier. As for causal curse killing, with Lin Yuan's current level of life, even 12th level beings would have to pay a huge price and still be unable to curse kill him. Moreover, there's the isolation of causality in the Shenhuang secret realm. Simply put, the current Lin Yuan may indeed be unable to defeat those on the 12th level, but for them to completely kill him? It is also very difficult to achieve. Or rather, it is impossible. By the way, are you planning to make public your breakthrough to the 11th level? The Supreme Being Xiaqin thought for a moment and asked. Up to now, the entry criteria for major battlefields have been the peak strength of the 11th level powerhouses. As for those below the 11th level? To those in possession of the ultimate weapons at level 11 perfect, the 10th level warriors don't mean much. Unless there is the Sea of Insects tactics brought about by the insect race hives that have nurtured billions upon billions of insect race warriors, otherwise it basically has no effect. So, the threshold to enter the large-scale battlefields of different races is the 11th level. If Lin Yuan intends to enter the large-scale battlefields of different races, he must reveal the power of the 11th level. Make it public, Lin Yuan said calmly. Previously, when he made the breakthrough from the 5th to the 6th realm, in order to prevent being assassinated by different races, Lin Yuan needed to keep his identity secret. But now, there is no need for secrecy anymore. Because Lin Yuan has grown to such a height that those supreme beings from different races can no longer slay him. And entering the large-scale battlefields of different races, with 11 as the threshold, announcing his step into the 11th level is also to prepare for the large-scale battlefields of different races. Actually, even if it's made public, it doesn't matter much. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being said, given the potential shown by the Galaxy Master in the past, stepping into the 11th level now, although slightly quick, is completely understandable. From level 7 to level 8, from 8 to 9, from 9 to 10, hasn't the Galaxy Master surprised everyone every time? After chatting with the 9 Supreme Beings for a few more words, Lin Yuan smoothly returned to the Milky Way main star. My physical body, the realm of the Shenhuang physique has fallen to minor accomplishment. Lin Yuan felt it for a moment and thought silently to himself. To say that the realm of the Shenhuang physique has fallen is not accurate. More precisely, the upper limit of the Shenhuang physique has been raised. A level 10 perfect Shenhuang physique and one at level 11 perfect are completely different concepts. Lin Yuan, having stepped into the 11th level, entered the 11th chapter of the Shenhuang physique cultivation. The previous level 10 chapter's Shenhuang physique has not weakened in strength, but Lin Yuan has gained a greater space for improvement in this body-refining secret technique. To cultivate the Shenhuang physique of the 11th level to perfection, Lin Yuan's brows slightly furrowed. After the infusion of the Chaos Void origin, the strength of his physical body was too high, resulting in a very high starting point for the Shenhuang physique. To progress, the cost of resources required far exceeds that of a normal 11th level Shenhuang physique. Of course, this wasn't necessarily a bad thing. According to Lin Yuan's estimation, with his current foundational bodily strength, once the Shenhuang physique is cultivated to the level 11 perfect in terms of physical prowess, he will surpass the ordinary Supreme Being level, approaching the Shenhuang physique at level 12 perfect. After contemplating the resources needed for the further cultivation of the Shenhuang physique, Lin Yuan was quite startled. Moments later, Lin Yuan stopped focusing on his physical body and began to comprehend the vast universal law fluctuations. My current comprehension speed. Lin Yuan slightly closed his eyes, only feeling as if the myriad rules and grand pathways of the universe were surging towards him. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 851 The Tremor of Human Civilization. Subscribe please. HTML The transition from the 10th rank to the 11th rank is a leap in the essence of life. An 11th order life form stood at the pinnacle just beneath the strongest beings, capable of comprehending the rules of the universe far beyond what a 10th order being could. Asterisk standing high and looking far wasn't just about physical height, it was about the height of lives levels. Asterisk why could the strongest beings easily reach the 6th realm of time and space? It was because they had completed the landing, seeing further down the riverbanks of time. Now Lin Yuan was the same. The elevation of his life level not only allowed Lin Yuan to sense the subtle fluctuations of many rules with ease, but it also enhanced his against heaven's understanding to a terrifying degree. Your understanding defies heaven, sensing the origin source of time and space, elevating your comprehension of the spatiotemporal fusion rule. Your understanding defies heaven, comprehending the secret skill Milky Way, elevating your comprehension of the spatiotemporal fusion rule. In just a few dozen breaths, Lin Yuan's insights into the spatiotemporal fusion rule surpassed the accumulation of 1 to 200 years. In the boundless void, after Lin Yuan comprehended the sixth realm of time and space, he still stayed in that world for over 100 years, yet the progress in the spatiotemporal fusion rule was minimal. But even minimal progress, accumulated over 100 or 200 years, was still considerable. Yet now Lin Yuan, having initially stepped into the 11th order, *, surpassed it. At this rate of understanding, perhaps before reaching the ultimate goal, I might elevate the spatiotemporal fusion rule to the 7th realm? Lin Yuan's eyes lit up. The 7th realm of spatiotemporal fusion? A realm most 12th order beings in the universe had never reached. The strongest beings standing on the bank could easily reach the 6th realm, but the 7th realm? According to the records within the Shenhuang secret realm, very few 12th order beings in the universe, who hadn't yet weathered the first cosmic cataclysm, reached the 7th realm of spatiotemporal fusion. Even those who did achieved it near the end of an almost complete cosmic era, just before the collapse of the universe. Normally, understanding the spatiotemporal fusion rule at the 7th realm meant one could survive the annihilation of the universe's collapse with little problem. Such beings were rare even in the more vast and boundless chaos void. Take it slow. Lin Yuan reined in his thoughts. Though the journey from the 6th to the 7th realm of time and space seemed a single realm apart, it was immensely long. Lin Yuan merely felt that with his current 11th order comprehension speed, he stood a chance of grasping the 7th realm. As to whether he could actually comprehend it in the end, there was no certainty. There were too many variables in between. Just as when Lin Yuan was in the first or second layer, facing the question of becoming the strongest, the leap was too vast to estimate. The focus of 11th order cultivation should be on the physical body and rule comprehension. Lin Yuan assessed himself and thought silently. For the physical body, one should train the Shenhuang physique to level 11 perfect as much as possible. Thinking about the enormous resources required for the Shenhuang physique, Lin Yuan involuntarily felt a stronger urge to venture to super-large battlefields. Those resources were hard for human civilization to accumulate in a short period. But with the help of many 11th order beings among the starry sky races, there was hope. At least he could gather a significant portion of it. Physical training involved honing the Shenhuang physique. For rule comprehension, the focus was naturally on the spatiotemporal fusion rule, supplemented by other pillar-level fusion rules. If possible, Lin Yuan still wanted to see if he could comprehend the chaos rule. There was no precedent for the chaos rule, but as Lin Yuan estimated, the difficulty of comprehending the chaos rule at the 11th order was even greater than reaching the 7th realm of time and space. Otherwise, it wouldn't be considered a legendary feat for both Shenhuang and demonic Jade Tower Master to believe that achieving the ultimate by comprehending the chaos rule was the stuff of legends. Apart from the physical body and rule comprehension, Lin Yuan's internal world was also slowly transforming. When he reached the 11th order, the massive chaos void origin he swallowed mostly settled in the depths of his internal world. With Lin Yuan's current life level, he couldn't quickly convert all these chaos void origins into foundation, but he could slowly absorb and transform. When Lin Yuan aimed for the ultimate, all this transformation and accumulation would erupt, propelling him to an unprecedented peak. Just as Lin Yuan was getting accustomed to the immense benefits of the 11th order life level, an official announcement was made by human civilization. It stated that human civilization had given birth to another 11th order evolver. An 11th order evolver, ranked just below the strongest beings, was celebrated by this pinnacle race each time one emerged. Previously, when Nalen broke through to the 11th order, an 11th order gala was held, attracting many forces within human civilization to congratulate. Now human civilization witnessed the birth of another new 11th order evolver. Initially, many forces within human civilization were curious about which ancient 10th order evolver ascended to this new 11th order. Only to discover that this new 11th order was actually the Galaxy Master. From reaching the 6th rank and becoming the peak master of the Red Kuan lineage, to now stepping into the 11th rank. The Galaxy Master had taken merely a few hundred years, less than a millennium. Such astonishing speed of advancement left numerous citizens within human civilization bewildered. The Galaxy Master. You reached the 11th rank? The Black Star Lord was chatting idly with the lustrous Star Master and other 10th grade beings. Ever since comprehending the pillar-level fusion rule second realm, the Black Star Lord had relaxed, as stepping into the 11th order was just a matter of time. He even often took the stance of a forerunner, encouraging his fellow evolvers of the same layer from before. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 852 The Tremor of Human Civilization. Subscribe please. _2 This includes both the good intentions of the Black Star Lord and reveals a certain self-satisfaction. But what the Black Star Lord never expected was that the Galaxy Master had actually stepped into level 11 before him. Galaxy Master? Level 11? So fast? Surely he is the strongest genius in the history of human civilization. It's been only about 300 years since the Galaxy Master stepped into 10th rank. How did he cultivate? Many 10th rank evolvers of Class A immediately began to discuss animatedly. With the talent and aptitude that the Galaxy Master had shown, these many Class A 10th rankers had no doubt about his advancing into level 11. If the strongest genius in the history of human civilization couldn't step into level 11, then other evolvers might as well not bother. But wasn't this speed too fast? In less than 300 years, not only did he deduce a pillar-level fusion rule, but he also elevated it to the second realm? All Class A 10th rankers were immensely shocked. What they didn't know was that the Galaxy Master didn't step into level 11 by deducing some pillar-level fusion rule to second realm. Instead, it was through the unprecedented accumulation of the sixth realm of space-time, as well as the many peak sixth realm pillar-level fusion rules, that he forcefully ascended to level 11. Just by initially stepping into level 11, Lin Yuan was above all others at level 11. Even those at the perfect level 11 with the most powerful weapons could only hope to save their own lives in front of him. I even told the Galaxy Master to wait for me at level 11? The Black Star Lord, seeing the discussion among the many Class A 10th rankers, recalled what he once said to the Galaxy Master, and suddenly felt a bit embarrassed. The Black Star Lord could assure himself that he had said so from the bottom of his heart, without any intention to show off. Who could have anticipated the Galaxy Master would cultivate so quickly? The Black Star Lord's original intention was to wait for the Galaxy Master at level 11. But now, it had turned into the Galaxy Master waiting for him at level 11. Central Star Field of Human Civilization. A gigantic planet. This planet belonged to the Xia family, a vital stronghold of humanity's Xia family, where many important members of the Xia family, as well as that level 11 elder of the Xia family, resided. Inside a certain manor. Xia Karen was spending time with Lin Yi. After their marriage they had moved to live on this planet, which was also a symbol of core clan member status within the Xia family. The elder wants to see me? Xia Karen suddenly received the message and his heart tightened instantly. The level 11 elder of the human Xia family held a revered position, and direct descendants like Xia Karen, theoretically speaking, wouldn't have the chance to see the elder from birth until death. But because of his association with Lin Yi, Xia Karen had the fortune to be summoned by the elder twice on his own. Once, when it was known that he was involved with the sister of the Galaxy Master, and a second time, on the eve of his marriage to Lin Yi. These were the only two times Xia Karen had been summoned by the elder. And now this was the third time. What could the elder want to see me for? Xia Karen was quite nervous in his heart. Being summoned by the elder did not necessarily mean good news. It could be said that most of the Xia family members summoned by the elder were for bad reasons, having to face the elder's wrath and punishment. Don't worry. It shouldn't be anything major. Lin Yi reassured from beside him. Let's hope. Xia Karen's expression was somber as he stood up and headed toward the palace where the elder was in seclusion. Before long, Xia Karen walked out from the palace, his face full of bewilderment. This time the elder of the Xia family had summoned him. It wasn't for something bad. Rather, it was a good thing, a great good thing. Xia Karen had never seen the lofty elder of the Xia family show such a cordial side to himself. Before today, the elder's two summonses to him had only slightly expressed his concern, as well as the importance placed on that Galaxy Master. But just now, Xia Karen faintly sensed that the elder of the Xia family was relieved? And all of this was because the Galaxy Master has stepped into level 11? Xia Karen recalled the news he had received from the elder. Although it was almost inevitable for the Galaxy Master to step into level 11, The fact that he did so in less than 300 years meant that the potential capability and talent of the Galaxy Master were even above everyone's estimations. And the Galaxy Master, having stepped into level 11, has officially become part of the decision-making echelon just below the strongest of human civilization. In terms of status, not in the least bit inferior to the Xia family's old ancestor, and even the future of the Galaxy Master is expected to be much more dazzling and bright than that of the Xia family. Inside the manor. My brother, he has become a level 11? Lin Yi received this news from Xia Keren's mouth and was somewhat stunned. For Lin Yi now, Lin Yuan has become a spiritual pillar, but stepping into level 11? Wasn't that too fast? Before she was engaged to marry Xia Keren, Lin Yi might not have been so shocked. But the more she interacted with him, the more she realized what this meant. The old ancestor personally told me it can't be false. Xia Keren swallowed hard, and even at this moment, the shock in his heart had not yet subsided. My disciple has stepped into level 11. The Chiquan Star Lord was at the Chiquan main star, casually guiding the various peak masters. After stepping into the 9th realm, the Chiquan Star Lord's ability to teach disciples had improved a lot, and consequently 2 peak masters stepped into the 7th realm. But now, having received news of Lin Yuan stepping into level 11, a look of emotion immediately surfaced on the Chiquan Star Lord's face. All of them were his disciples, yet these peak masters were still racking their brains on how to break through to the 7th realm, and Lin Yuan, the youngest 13th peak master, has already stepped into level 11? What? Little junior brother has stepped into level 11? Teacher, this is great news. Level 11? How long has it been? Our little junior brother's talent is too freakish. One after another, the peak masters couldn't help but cry out in astonishment. A 10th rank evolver? That was an existence so powerful they couldn't even look up to. A happy event. Indeed, a joyous occasion. The Chiquan Star Lord's face revealed a smile, while his heart was delighted. Thanks to the Galaxy Master, who was his disciple, the Chiquan Star Lord had no idea how much face he had gained in front of his friends. The 9th and 10th rank evolvers from every major star domain of human civilization were extremely envious and jealous of the Chiquan Star Lord. To this, the Chiquan Star Lord's explanation was, I couldn't help it, I just accepted the Galaxy Master, and when luck comes, you can't even block it. When the Galaxy Master was at the 10th rank, he had already made many 9th and 10th rank evolvers go green with envy, and now that the Galaxy Master had stepped into level 11, the Chiquan Star Lord could already predict that he would be subjected to his good friend's rebukes. Lin Yuan stepping into level 11 not only influenced the scope of human civilization. The peak powers of each major peak group in the cosmic starry skies also received the news at the first moment. In a desolate starry sky, several towering figures converged. The human civilization's Galaxy Master has stepped into level 11? How could this be such a coincidence? Just after that human evolver who failed in the ultimate challenge? All of these towering figures were from the insect race and the Tianyu clan's strongest members, who have gathered together at this moment discussing this matter. Too coincidental. The timing of the Galaxy Master stepping into level 11 was too coincidental. So coincidental that these strongest beings couldn't help but speculate. Could it be that the Galaxy Master is that evolver who failed in the ultimate challenge? A few of the strongest exchanged glances, the unthinkable idea crossing their minds. Impossible. The Galaxy Master has only just stepped into level 11. How could that cause the level of Chaos Void Origin infusion? Immediately, some of the strongest objected. Although the timing was close, it was just that, close, and upon closer thought they realized how outrageous it actually was. The attempt to break into level 11 and the ultimate challenge were not the same thing. It's true. Maybe we are overthinking it. The rest of the strongest nodded slightly. Their speculation had no concrete evidence and was only based on conjecture. However, even if the Galaxy Master is not related to that evolver who failed in the ultimate challenge, the Galaxy Master who has stepped into level 11 will probably become quite a problem. The opening of an ultra-large-scale battlefield is imminent, and we must think of a way to deal with the Galaxy Master. These towering figures communicated with one another. The starry sky races, upon hearing the Galaxy Master's advancement to level 11, were all in shock and emotion. The level 11 rank already stands at the pinnacle of the universe, just below the strongest beings. The name of Lin Yuan also shook the starry heavens for the first time. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 853 Opening the Path, Dominating Chaos. Please subscribe. With my current physical body, soul, and the world within me, it is conceivable to barely bear the will of the mind. On the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, thinking to himself. At level 10, the will index of the mind reached more than 3 million points. Such a terrifying will of the mind, measured on a level 10 life. It's like pouring 100 or 1,000 cups of water into a single cup. The cup cannot bear so much water and will naturally overflow. This was also the reason why Xia Qin, a supreme fighter, recognized at first glance that Lin Yuan's mental will was excessive. Logically, the higher the mental will, the harder it should be for others to detect. After all, the power of such mental layers is best at concealing itself. But now, after stepping into level 11, Lin Yuan had undergone a transformation, significantly enhancing his physical body, soul, and inner world. Although still unable to match the mental will index of over 33 million points. It is much better than during level 10, at least under concealment. It can deceive the perception of level 12 supreme fighters. Between level 12 supreme fighters, they understand each other and disdain to conceal their mental will, but Lin Yuan is not level 12. It doesn't matter if his own human civilization's supreme fighters see through him, but it is not good if those supreme fighters from other races notice Lin Yuan's strong mental will. After all, it's best to keep one's trump cards hidden. Lin Yuan's announcement of stepping into level 11 was also in preparation for entering the supersized battlefield. And merely announcing the entrance to level 11? That hardly counts as revealing his trump cards, for Lin Yuan's real strength is far beyond the perfect level 11. The supersized battlefield will be established within half a year. Lin Yuan thought to himself, the timing of the subsized battlefield's creation is scarcely known among human civilization's evolvers, but Lin Yuan got explicit information from the supreme fighters. 2 primordial spirits. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred. His powerful mental will allowed one of his incarnations to defend itself on the large battlefields. Currently on the large battlefield to expedite the accumulation of world-breaking origin force is just one of Lin Yuan's incarnations, which frees up a primordial spirit indeed. It's a pity that the primordial spirit is ultimately a primordial spirit, the chaos void origin, all immersed in the depths of my true Bodhis inner world. Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. Although the will of the true Bodhis primordial spirit is shared, in the case of the Chaos Void Origin's arrival, there are some differences. At least the origin infusion onto the 2 primordial spirits isn't on the same level as the true body. Simply put, the Chaos Void Origin infused in the 2 primordial spirits is far less than that in the true self. But this is also good. Lin Yuan changed his thoughts, his eyes relaxed. If the 2 primordial spirits were like the true self, immersed with a large amount of Chaos Void Origin in their inner worlds, then Lin Yuan would really be reluctant to deploy the primordial spirits. Once a primordial spirit perishes, the immersed massive Chaos Void Origin would also dissipate. Now for Lin Yuan to recondense 2 primordial spirits indeed requires some cost, but just a little, completely bearable. With my current level and realm, I can start cultivating the Martial Tao level 11 chapter. Lin Yuan's gaze was profound. Compared to Lin Yuan's own cultivation path, the Martial Tao level 11 chapter is as smooth as can be. After all, many of Lin Yuan's conditions cannot be replicated, understanding rules in various other dimensional spaces? The against heavens understanding that leaps to conclusions? Naylan is looking for me? Lin Yuan's mind moved, his consciousness entered the virtual world. Congratulations, Galaxy Master. Naylan appeared, his gaze towards Lin Yuan mixed with complex emotions. Compared to other evolvers who only heard about the feats of the Galaxy Master, over many years of breakthrough, Naylan witnessed the growth of Lin Yuan firsthand. Naylan remembered the first time he met the Galaxy Master was on the Chiquan main star, tasked by the supreme fighter Xia Qin to deliver the soul-settling pearl. Back then how naive was Lin Yuan? Although showing remarkable talent and aptitude in the Chiquan star domain, viewed across the entire human civilization, still quite inconspicuous. Yet, when Naylan later paid attention to Lin Yuan, the latter was already level 9, and under the request of a supreme fighter, the two engaged in a sparring over the rule of time. Naylan lost miserably in that spar. There was absolutely no suspense in his defeat. Because of this crushing defeat, Naylan broke through his shackles and stepped into level 11. But now, how long has it passed? Lin Yuan had also stepped into level 11? Naylan's thoughts were myriad, not feeling any envy whatsoever, because he simply couldn't afford to feel envious. Other evolvers only learned from various reports about the growth rate of the Galaxy Master, while Naylan watched Lin Yuan grow with his own eyes. The shock brought to oneself by the two is entirely different. It's just luck, Lin Yuan waved his hand. You are being humble, Galaxy Master, Nalan sighed. This time I came to invite the Galaxy Master to participate in a gathering. Nalan got to the point. This gathering, formed by many level 11 evolvers from human civilization, is specifically to celebrate Lin Yuan stepping into level 11. Even in a peak group like human civilization, level 11 evolvers are extremely rare, visibly totaling less than 1,000. Anytime a level 11 evolver is born, there will be a meeting among other level 11 evolvers, especially for someone like Lin Yuan who ascended from the strongest level 10, the historically most genius evolver of human civilization. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 854 Opening the Path, Dominating Chaos. Please subscribe. Understood. No problem, Lin Yuan nodded. The gathering would surely be held in the virtual world, which wouldn't take much time. He could simply send a fragment of his spiritual will to participate. Good, then I invite you. Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, disappeared. At the same time, an invitation appeared in front of Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan chose to accept. Immediately he entered a manor. All around him, level 11 evolvers smiled at Lin Yuan. Among these level 11 evolvers, many were familiar faces to Lin Yuan. For instance, the president of the Biluo Association, patriarch of the Shenyuan family, and the patriarch of the Human Xia family, and so on. Most of them he had seen at the level 11 celebration parties hosted by Nalan, the Vice Tower Master. However, Lin Yuan had only heard of most of the level 11 evolvers by name without having personally interacted with them. Haha, the Galaxy Master has arrived. The patriarch of the Shenyuan family stood up, smiling as he spoke. Following him, the other numerous level 11 evolvers also stood up and greeted Lin Yuan. Soon after, everyone casually sat back down in groups. Those evolvers who were capable of cultivating to the 11th tier were mostly from different eras, and a large part of them originated from the early years of the Starry Sea era, from the long slumber of human civilization. While these evolvers valued the Galaxy Master, they would not make a point of going up to flatter him. Lin Yuan also quietly sat down and started chatting casually with Nalan, the Vice Tower Master. Everyone is discussing the super large-scale battlefields of different races. Lin Yuan observed the conversations of many level 11 evolvers around him, which were all related to the super large-scale battlefields. Such super large-scale wars can only be entered by level 11 evolvers. The battlefields are vast and far exceed any large battlefields opened in the past. Therefore, many level 11 evolvers are discussing how to cooperate with each other on the super large-scale battlefields of different races. Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, said quietly. Although he was a newly promoted level 11 evolver, he had already integrated into the level 11 community and was quite clear about the issues they were concerned with. I see, Lin Yuan nodded. He had already learned about the significance of the super large-scale battlefields of different races from the strongest beings of human civilization. Galaxy Master. At this moment, a tall woman approached, looking at Lin Yuan with curiosity. Pavilion Master Shenyuan Duo, said Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, immediately. Shenyuan Duo. Lin Yuan looked at the tall woman standing before him. He remembered Shenyuan Duo. When he had fallen into the two-dimensional world inside the white paper, Shenyuan Duo was the leader of the level 11 powerhouses of human civilization. At that time, as Shuiyu, Lin Yuan had some contact with her. Shenyuan Duo came from the Shenyuan family, and as the strongest family in human civilization, naturally the Shenyuan family had more than one level 11 evolver. The ancestor often mentions you in our presence, Shenyuan Duo said. The ancestor mentioned by Shenyuan Duo refers to the source of the Shenyuan family's bloodline, the first supreme being at the birth of human civilization. Even a supreme being, who usually wouldn't interfere after establishing a family, would definitely pay great attention to the level 11 descendants within the family. From time to time, a sliver of their spiritual will would descend to give guidance. With the talents and aptitude shown by Lin Yuan, it was no surprise for a supreme being to mention him while instructing descendants. Honored by the supreme being's regard, Lin Yuan said. The ancestor is the strongest among the 9 supreme beings of our human civilization. If he values you, there must be good reason for it, Shenyuan Duo continued to size up Lin Yuan. Shenyuan Supreme, an imposing, albeit hazy figure surfaced in Lin Yuan's mind. Of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization that he had seen a few times, the Shenyuan Supreme was definitely the quietest and least talkative. He hardly ever spoke. But in terms of strength, there was no doubt about the Xianyuan Supreme's capabilities. If we're talking about the Supreme Being Xia Qin and the Ancient Power Supreme being on the aggressive end among the 9 human civilization Supreme Beings, the Void God Ultimate Being is known as the strongest in terms of spatial control. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being has no match in the realm of illusions. Then, the Xianyuan Supreme is the strongest in all areas without any weaknesses. It was precisely the Xianyuan Supreme who supported human civilization during its most difficult times. It is said that the Xianyuan Supreme has nearly reached the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm. Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, couldn't help but say. The pinnacle of the path-splitting realm? Lin Yuan's thoughts drifted. The 9th order is divided into the 10 heavy realm, myriad heavy realm, 100,000 heavy realm, million heavy realm, and the 10 million heavy realm, making up 5 levels. The 10th order also has many levels of division, with the highest being the grade A 10th order. Similarly, the 11th order is divided into 6 tiers, and those at the 6th tier of level 11 perfect can attack the ultimate level at any moment. The 12th order, the ultimate level and domain of the ultimate beings, can also be divided into 3 levels. These are Path-Splitting Realm, Tao Realm, Chaos Realm. Actually, before the Path-Splitting Realm, there is a transitional stage, where newly advanced 12th-order beings will be. However, this stage is quickly passed. Soon after reaching the 12th order, a being will open up their own Tao. This is the origin of the path-splitting realm. Opening up one's own Tao is what constitutes the path-splitting realm. After the path-splitting realm comes the Tao realm and Chaos realm. The Moyu Tower Master, His Majesty Shen Huang, and other such mighty beings belong to the peak of the Chaos realm, traversing the Chaos void and establishing a transcendent power. Reaching the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm is not that easy. Xianyuan Duo slightly shook his head. At the 11th order level, one can access a lot of information about the 12th order domain, including the end of the cosmic era and the calamity of everything collapsing. To survive the end of the universe's destruction, even ultimate beings of the 12th order would have to die in large numbers. To safely make it through, one would at least need the strength of the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm. Below the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm, it's all about luck. During the universe's destruction, each ultimate being faces different pressures, and with good luck, one might survive. As for after the path-splitting realm, in the Tao realm of the 12th order, even in the Chaos void, such beings are considered mighty, overlooking the void and dominating everything. It's very rare to see the birth of a 12th order being at the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm in a complete cosmic era, added Pavilion Master Xianyuan Duo. If the Xianyuan clan leader could cultivate to the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm, it would have an unprecedented impact on human civilization. The explosive increase in combat power goes without saying, and at least during the calamity at the end of the universe, this would preserve a large portion of human civilization's elite, smoothly entering the Chaos void. Lin Yuan already knew much about the precise division of the 12th order levels. Both from the Demon Jade Space and Shenhuang's secret realm have records of this aspect. So far, the universe I'm in is still extremely young, having only gone through 1/10 of a cosmic era. As long as nothing unexpected happens, there's still a long time before the end of destruction, Lin Yuan thought to himself. A complete cosmic era, if measured in years, would amount to an unknowable number of billions of years. 4 beings like the Moyu Tower Master and His Majesty Shen Huang at the peak of the Chaos realm, they had long abandoned measuring time in units within the universe but instead preferred to measure by cosmic eras. The scale of time is different in the eyes of life at different levels. Lin Yuan, along with Pavilion Master Xianyuan Duo and Vice Tower Master Nalan, discussed the intelligence concerning the 12th order levels for a while. They soon shifted the topic to the super-large-scale battlefields of different races. Galaxy Master, for this opening of the super-large-scale battlefield, will you be entering? Casually asked Xianyuan Duo. I should be going over, Lin Yuan nodded, as this was already discussed and agreed upon with the ultimate beings. Lin Yuan intended to assist human civilization in seizing the initial leadership of the super-large-scale battlefields of different races, in the guise of the Seicoming Divine Needle. Of course, this matter is top secret. Should different races become aware, they might develop some targeted measures. That's also true. Xianyuan Duo nodded and then seemed to think of something. Glancing around at other level 11 evolvers, he isolated their surroundings and whispered, Nevertheless, be at ease for this opening of the super-large-scale battlefields of different races. Our human civilization is not unprepared but has a key trump card. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 855 Lin Yuan in the River of Time, please subscribe. The Key Trump Card? Naylan, the Vice Tower Master's eyes shone with excitement, immediately piqued with interest. He too would enter the super-large battlefield, and naturally he was very curious about the methods on the side of human civilization. Shenyuan Dua, backed by a Shenyuan Supreme, might just be privy to many top-secret pieces of information. Key Trump Card. Lin Yuan's heart stirred as well. He had discussed many matters concerning the super-large battlefield with Xia Qin, a powerhouse of human civilization. Indeed, some trump cards were prepared, but something that could be called key? There wasn't any, right? Was it told to you by a Shenyuan Supreme? Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, looked at Shenyuan Dua with anticipation. No. Shenyuan Dua shook her head. It's my own guess. Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, was momentarily stunned and took a while to respond. Her own guess? Naylan, you've also experienced the two-dimensional world, you must remember that, Lord? Shenyuan Dua turned to look at Naylan, the Vice Tower Master. That Lord? That Lord? Naylan, the Vice Tower Master's face slightly changed. Are you referring to Lord Xueyu? Any human evolutionary who fell into the two-dimensional world would not easily forget the emergence of Lord Xueyu. In fact, not only human evolutionaries, but many powerhouses from the starry sky races are deeply imprinted with the human Xueyu. Since the first opening of the celestial gate in the two-dimensional world, it marked the era of the human Xueyu. Even the most legendary lives at level 11 perfect, including the 4 divine kings who wielded their own ultimate weapons, were oppressed and crushed by Xueyu. After the end of the two-dimensional world, the white paper escaped into the universe, and not just the human civilization but also races across the starry sky, were all inquiring about Lord Ziyu's whereabouts and information. Unfortunately, there were no clues. But undoubtedly, Xueyu certainly exists, and is suspected to have exited the two-dimensional world, becoming the only survivor among the myriad tribes' powerhouses. The powerhouses of the starry sky races speculated that Xueyu must belong to the group of hidden evolutionaries within human civilization. Otherwise, there would not be a total lack of information. The number of level 11 evolutionaries openly known in human civilization does not exceed 1,000. The 1,000 level 11 evolutionaries mentioned here refers to those known publicly. In truth, human civilization is also cultivating a batch of evolutionaries in the shadows. This is the hidden strength of human civilization. This kind of preparation is not just present in human civilization, but other cosmic race powers also have the same preparations. Are you saying that Lord Xueyu will also enter the super-large battlefield? Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, immediately grasped this, looking at Shenyuan Dua with enthused eyes. Likely. Such an event that affects the entire universe, Lord Xueyu will surely participate. Shenyuan Dua said, which was also her conjecture. In fact, Shenyuan Dua had also asked the Shenyuan Supreme, but she got no responses. However, she firmly believed that Lord Xueyu was definitely going to take action in the upcoming super-large battlefield. If Lord Xueyu takes action, then there's nothing to worry about. Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, stated. Although the super-large battlefield of different races is not the same as the two-dimensional world, where the former allows the unrestrained use of ultimate weapons, even inviting the attention and possible interference of level 12. But given the dominance shown by Lord Xueyu in the two-dimensional world, even placed into the super-large battlefield of different races, he would undoubtedly belong to the strongest group. At least with Lord Xueyu present, the odds of human civilization gaining the upper hand would increase. Lin Yuan quietly listened to the exchange between Shenyuan Dua and Naylan, the Vice Tower Master. To a certain degree, Shenyuan Dua wasn't wrong. The Xueyu from the two-dimensional world was indeed Lin Yuan himself, and he would also participate in the imminent opening of the super-large battlefield. Galaxy Master, in the two-dimensional world, you missed the opportunity to meet with Lord Xueyu, but during this super-large battlefield, there should still be a chance. Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, looked at Lin Yuan with a smile on his face. Having the chance to meet Lord Xueyu is not an opportunity every level 11 can have. Shenyuan Dua also chimed in from the side. Neither Shenyuan Dua nor Naylan, the Vice Tower Master, had any idea that the Lord Xueyu they were talking about was right in front of them. The gathering was only held for half a day. The level 11 evolutionaries briefly interacted and then dispersed one after another. On the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. The path-splitting realm. Thoughts about the level 12 path-splitting realm surfaced in Lin Yuan's mind. The essence of the path-splitting realm is the need to pioneer one's own unique Tao, This is the only way to completely stabilize one's level 12 realm. I wonder what kind of Tao will I pioneer? Lin Yuan was quite curious. Normally the Tao established by level 12 would have been set during the successful push to the ultimate stage. And the rest would be a matter of progressing step by step. Continue cultivating. Lin Yuan was about to commence his cultivation and Tao enlightenment. Suddenly, just then, a profound and far-reaching fluctuation of space-time arrived from the depths of distant space. That place is, Lin Yuan looked up, the location where the super-large battlefield is being established? Lin Yuan quickly thought to himself. To ensure the just opened super-large battlefield is sturdy enough to withstand unrestrained fighting from level 11 perfects wielding ultimate weapons. Several Supremes joined forces to drag out dozens of large cosmic secret realms from deeper layers of the void, merging them to make the foundation for the super-large battlefield. According to Xia Qin, the Supreme speculation, the final super-large battlefield established would be highly resilient to battle power, and could even accommodate brief exchanges of level 12 forces. Is this the work of level 12? Lin Yuan keenly felt that this spacetime fluctuation, even for those at level 11 perfect of the 5th realm, could only grasp a vague sense. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 856 Lin Yuan in the River of Time, please subscribe. _2 However, Lin Yuan possessed the comprehension of the 6th realm in time-space. Through the transferred time-space fluctuations, he could faintly reproduce the deep time-space of the distant past where several mighty beings controlled time-space to integrate and refine a vast secret realm. I also possess the comprehension of the 6th realm in time-space, but compared to the true level 12 ultimate I still lack a lot. At this moment Lin Yuan also realized this. Although his comprehension of time-space was the same as that of level 12 mighty beings, the foundation of his power was far too different. 4 blades of the same quality and standard, one wielded by 100 pounds of force and the other by 100 tons of force. The destructive power and potency caused, naturally, aren't of the same level. Take it slowly. How long have I been cultivating? Although Lin Yuan craved the path-splitting realm in level 12, he also knew that accumulation was the key for his current self. Even though Lin Yuan could already try to break through to ultimate anytime, and his hope of stepping into level 12 was much greater than any level 11 perfected evolver, and by a considerable margin at that. But Lin Yuan would still not rush into it recklessly. Once he began to break through to the ultimate, there would be absolutely no way back. He would either succeed in stepping into level 12 or be erased by the backlash in the River of Time. Lin Yuan didn't know if the Myriad Realms Gate could save his life, but he naturally had to prepare for the worst. The time for the level 11 celebration will be set in a month. Apart from cultivating and comprehending Tao, Lin Yuan also received numerous congratulatory messages, all celebrating his advancement to level 11. Every newly promoted level 11 has to hold a celebration to awe the foreign races. Nalen, when he stepped into level 11, did the same. As a member of human civilization, Lin Yuan naturally could not break this convention. After all, holding a celebration had substantial benefits for Lin Yuan, which were the numerous congratulatory gifts. Hundreds of years ago, when Lin Yuan held his level 10 celebration, he received several millions worth of cubic universe crystals from various forces. Millions of cubic universe crystals for Lin Yuan now, naturally weren't significant, but keep in mind this was only the gift money from the level 10 celebration. Compared to Lin Yuan who had just stepped into level 10, millions of cubic universe crystals were already a substantial amount. And now, Lin Yuan stepping into level 11, the celebration he would hold for level 11 would definitely surpass the scale, prestige and number of congratulating forces and gift money of the level 10 celebration. These ceremonial gift monies, for Lin Yuan who was worried about the vast resources needed to cultivate the Shenhuang physique, were like timely help in the snow. Even if these still couldn't fill all the resources needed to cultivate the Shenhuang physique to level 11 perfect, they at least eased some of Lin Yuan's pressure. The level 11 celebration held by Lin Yuan, no matter from which aspect, far surpassed the one held by Nalan's deputy tower master. There was no alternative. Although both Lin Yuan and Nalan's deputy tower master held level 11 celebrations, the significance the two represented was completely different. The many forces of human civilization might be able to ignore Nalan's deputy tower master, but they dare not offend the galaxy master in the slightest. Nalan, stepping into level 11, his ultimate upper limit is merely level 11 perfect, with a very slight chance of stepping into level 12. But for the Galaxy Master there is hope of stepping into level 12. Once the Galaxy Master becomes one of the 12 mighty beings of human civilization in the future, then those forces that didn't come to congratulate today, or say, those families who didn't send enough gift money, would probably regret it immensely. Instead of regretting it later, better to make things satisfactory now. This was the thought process of all the major forces of human civilization. Therefore leading to, the total amount of gift money received by Lin Yuan for this level 11 celebration reached 2 billion cubic universe crystals? Lin Yuan counted the total amount of gift money received, a smile appearing on his face. 2 billion cubic universe crystals, probably comparable to the entire net worth of many ordinary level 11 evolvers. Such a huge amount of universe crystals, exchanged for various resources, with the discounts enjoyed by Lin Yuan as a high-level citizen, could probably push the cultivation progress of the Shenhuang physique significantly forward. 2 billion universe crystals, plus the universe crystals I've saved up over the years, perhaps I can cultivate the Shenhuang physique to a significant completion at level 11? Lin Yuan estimated in his heart. The cultivation of the Shenhuang physique is mainly limited by two aspects. One is the availability of Shenhuang crystals, which Lin Yuan did not lack. The Shenhuang crystal accumulated over the years in the Shenhuang secret realm is completely sufficient, and there are so many Shenhuang beasts, continuously giving birth to new Shenhuang crystals. Thus, the main shackles restricting Lin Yuan's cultivation of the Shenhuang physique are resources. Time passes. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, the flashes of insight continuously emerging in his mind, pushing the advancement of his rule realms. Great Destruction Rule finally reached the 7th realm. Lin Yuan slowly opened his eyes, a smile appearing on his face. The Great Destruction Rule being a pillar-level fusion rule, the 7th realm is already at the 12th sphere. However, Lin Yuan had already comprehended this pillar-level fusion rule to the peak of the 6th realm at the 10th level. Now stepping into the 11th level, the rate of comprehension skyrocketed, reaching the 7th realm was to be expected. In fact, over the past 3 months, reaching the 7th realm in pillar-level fusion rules, the Great Destruction Rule was not the first. The first pillar-level fusion rule that Lin Yuan reached the 7th realm was the Life and Death Samsara rule. My internal world has expanded again. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, his consciousness descended into his internal world. Stepping into the 11th level caused the Chaos Void origin infusion, breaking the shackles limiting Lin Yuan's internal world. Although without the boost from the essence of a 12th level life, Lin Yuan's internal world cannot reach tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of light years. But with no more shackles, every time Lin Yuan improved a step in the rule realm, his internal world noticeably expanded. Furthermore, as time passed, the internal world continuously absorbed the immersed Chaos Void origin, also slowly expanding. However, the speed was too slow, far slower than the fierce expansion caused by the advancement of rule realms. When he first stepped into the 11th level, Lin Yuan's internal world reached 600 billion square miles. Now, with the comprehension of 2 7th realm pillar-level fusion rules, Lin Yuan's internal world has explosively grown to 650 billion square miles. An increase of a full 500 billion square miles in his internal world. With my current level of life essence, I wonder what it would appear like reflected in the river of time? Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly. A cosmic creature located within the river of time. But one can only descend their consciousness into the river of time after fully comprehending the rule of time, briefly observing the surroundings. Any creature has a corresponding form reflected in the river of time. Normally, the stronger the essence of life, the more enormous the form reflected in the river of time. 10th level life forms in the river of time are already considered small fish. And 11th level life forms are regarded as big fish in the river of time. The stronger the life essence, the larger the body presented in the river of time, capable of venturing deeper into the river of time. With these thoughts, Lin Yuan's consciousness swiftly merged into the river of time. A suppressing, narrow breath rushed towards him. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, looking around. This is an unimaginable river, vast and boundless, with no end in sight. However, at this moment, Lin Yuan's enormous body filled the entire riverbed. Enormous amounts of river water surged forth, unable to shake Lin Yuan's body in the slightest. Too cramped. This thought emerged in Lin Yuan's mind. The previously vast and expansive river of time now seemed barely able to contain him. Whoosh. Lin Yuan's casually twisting body caused the river water to surge, sweeping towards the shore, causing many big fish to retreat in shock, frantically fleeing in other directions. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 857 Tuoba Ancient Gods Confidence. Subscribe please. This place should be considered the riverbed, right? Lin Yuan observed his surroundings. The more powerful the life essence of a being, the heavier its weight in the river of time. It would sink to the deep parts of the river of time. And now Lin Yuan was at the bottom of the river of time, that is, the riverbed position. This was already the deepest part of the river of time, where one could sink no further. Many lives, Lin Yuan looked around. Countless specks of light floated in the river of time, each representing a life. The vast expanse of life lights ebbed and flowed with the currents of the river of time. Almost all the life lights could not revive consciousness. To awaken in the river of time, becoming aware of one's presence within it, one must comprehend the rule of time. And comprehending the rule of time, essentially required reaching the 11th layer. Some small fish and a few big fish, Lin Yuan continued to observe while flexing his muscles in the river. The larger the form, the clearer the sight in the river of time, seeing further. Those who had just comprehended the rule of time could only see a few tens of meters around them in the river of time. Anything beyond that was a blur. He'll try going against the current, Lin Yuan thought to himself and began walking against the river of time, heading towards the past. After comprehending the rule of time, one gains the ability to travel against the current. But generally no 11th layer being would do this as there is no meaning to it. Indeed, comprehending the rule of time allows one to move against the current, but for an 11th layer being, such action is extremely strenuous. After all, it's going against the flow of the river of time. The supreme beings travel against the current specifically to revive past deceased beings. An 11th layer being going against the current? With the life essence of an 11th layer, they can't withstand the backlash of reviving deceased beings. Even reviving a mere 6th layer being would instantly be crushed into nothingness by the mighty river of time. Lin Yuan, following the source of the river of time, gradually stopped. This life light, it's gray? Lin Yuan looked at a light in front of him. A gray light that no longer flows with the river of time indicates a life that has passed away. With my current life essence, I should be able to withstand fishing out this life light and placing it at the newest time node, enduring the backlash, Lin Yuan thought to himself. This is the method for revival. Lin Yuan's life essence is so strong that he has already been able to revive deceased 6th layer beings, which is considered utterly fantastical among the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky. Since ancient times, revival has been an exclusive method of the 12th layer ultimate. Besides, even the most monstrous 11th layer beings cannot withstand the backlash of revival. Reviving a 7th layer being, Lin Yuan looked towards a slightly larger gray light in the distance. Reviving this gray light, Lin Yuan felt some pressure. He could revive it but would be heavily injured under the backlash of the river of time. Continue going against the current. Lin Yuan interestingly attempted it. An 11th layer being going against the river of time in the river is extremely strenuous, but for Lin Yuan it was relatively easy. The surging waters of the river of time were merely some resistance. Is this the river of time? A newly enlightened 11th layer being, full of excitement, surveyed his surroundings. To comprehend the rule of time among the 11th layer is to belong to the 2nd rank, no longer a newly promoted 11th layer. It's so vast. How to break free from such a vast river of time? This 11th layer being felt both excitement and despair. To reach the 11th layer, one essentially harbors the extravagant hope of breaking into the ultimate 12th layer. But the vast river of time in sight made all 11th layer beings realize how slim their chances of eventually entering the 12th layer were. In the river of time, life essence is reflected, allowing one to clearly perceive the gap between oneself and the entire river of time. This 11th layer being, even slightly going against the river of time, found it very difficult, let alone breaking free from the river of time. Suddenly, at that moment, this newly promoted 2nd rank 11th layer being suddenly felt a terrifying undercurrent surging from the depths of the river of time. The 11th layer being was severely shaken by this undercurrent, taking a long time to recover. What exactly happened, that undercurrent? The 11th layer being, full of doubts, tried hard to look toward the riverbed. With his life essence he could clearly see around him for a few tens of meters, but beyond that, it became incredibly blurry. What is that? The 11th layer being tried his best to look toward the depths of the riverbed, and vaguely saw a massive entity occupying the entire riverbed, going against the river of time towards the source. Compared to that vague massive entity, the 11th layer being seemed like an ant. Such a massive form also going against the current, is it a supreme being? This 11th layer being felt a shock in his heart, sensing something was amiss. Wasn't it said that supreme beings have broken free from the binds of the river of time? Why are they still in the river of time? On the banks of the river of time. A towering figure faintly sensed something, looking down at the vast waters. This towering figure was naturally a 12th layer ultimate, slightly puzzled as he observed the river of time, feeling the surging waters were more tumultuous than usual. What could be the reason? The towering figure slightly furrowed his brow, but took no further action. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 858 The Confidence of Tuoba Ancient God, please subscribe. _2 The 12th layer breaks free from the shackles of the time river, but that does not mean control over the time river. In fact, the 12th layer has a very low perception of the time river. Resurrecting past deceased beings requires using the imprint of life as a coordinate, which illustrates this point. The key here is that once the 12th layer escapes the time river, if they touch the river water again, it will bring a great hidden danger to their own foundational Tao, and there's even the possibility of becoming bound by the time river once more. Even the strongest beings are extremely cautious when resurrecting past lives, touching the water only to release it immediately. Is there a problem with the flow of time in a certain space? The towering figure speculated in his heart. A surplus of tumult in the time river is most likely due to a difference in the flow of time in a certain area of the main universe compared to the surrounding mainstream flow of time. Different time flows manifest in the time river like reefs. The larger the area affected by the different flow of time, and the greater its difference from the mainstream flow, the larger the reef will be, thereby affecting other areas of the time river and creating tumultuous undercurrents. Whose ultimate technique is this? The towering figure idly pondered. A deviation in time flow over such a wide area could only be the work of a peer at the 12th layer. In the time river. With my current essence of life, I can at most resurrect a life of the 7th layer. Resurrecting an 8th layer life, I wouldn't survive the time river's backlash. Lin Yuan concluded after many attempts. The backlash of the time river can only be countered by the essence of life itself. No external object would be useful. At least now, I also have certain traits of the strongest. Lin Yuan said with a smile on his face. Although he can't compare with those strong enough to easily resurrect level 11 lives, Lin Yuan has at least achieved what only the strongest can do. Let's go back. Lin Yuan began to follow the time river back to the current time node. Staying in the past time node for a long time means constant exposure to the time river's currents. Even though Lin Yuan could withstand this for a long time, being within his own time node is the most comfortable. At the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan's consciousness returned. The numerous attempts within the time river gave Lin Yuan a more concrete grip on his own abilities. At the very least, up to this point, all lives within the time river are far inferior in essence to him. While moving against the current, Lin Yuan had also caught a distant glimpse of those legendary perfect level 11 beings, but compared to himself they didn't even measure up to a toe. There is still a big gap with the strongest. Continue cultivating. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts, ready to comprehend the rules. Lin Yuan's heart stirred, then a smile appeared. All three of the ultimate weapons have been successfully refined. In the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit sat cross-legged. In front of him, three weapons hovered slowly, a silver battle saber, a golden armor, and a deep aqua pearl. They are respectively the ultimate weapon for offense, the ultimate weapon for material defense, and the ultimate weapon for soul defense. In Lin Yuan's original plan, it would probably have taken years to successfully refine these three ultimate weapons. But stepping into the level 11 caused Lin Yuan's overall power to skyrocket, which resulted in the speed of refining the ultimate weapons soaring, and in the end, it took only a few months to refine these three ultimate weapons. With these three ultimate weapons, my strength will once again receive a substantial boost. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Reassessing him in terms of combat power. The combat power of a regular perfect level 11 is at 10. After Lin Yuan stepped into level 11, his combat power was 10,000. Now, with both pillar-level fusion rules reaching the 7th realm, plus the successful refinement of these three ultimate weapons, Lin Yuan's final combat power could potentially reach tens of thousands or even 100,000. It's worth noting that even the combat power threshold of the 12th layer strongest beings is only around 1 million. If I use the physical body divine ability world and directly explode my world, Perhaps the short-term power could reach 200,000 to 300,000? Lin Yuan thought rapidly, the divine ability world being the fifth kind of his physical body divine abilities, a purely offensive skill. It is also one of Lin Yuan's most powerful trump cards. Not even the power of ultimate weapons can compare to the instant power unleashed by the divine ability world. It's not that the supreme weapon is ineffective, but that Lin Yuan cannot fully unleash the supreme weapon's upper limits. Normally, in the hands of a 12th layer wielder, a supreme weapon can burst forth with a might exceeding 1,000,000. Whoosh! Lin Yuan held the silver battle saber, gently slicing through space. A pitch-black rift appeared, faintly revealing layers upon layers of the outer void. Once the preliminary refinement of the supreme weapon was completed, Lin Yuan could, if he wished, easily tear open the Shenhuang's secret realm. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan had tested the might of the supreme weapon, especially the offensive weapon, the silver battle saber, and was quite satisfied in his heart. However, he immediately resumed his cultivation. Even though the supreme weapon greatly enhanced Lin Yuan's combat power, it was after all an external item. Lin Yuan wished to be strong in himself, to possess a might that rivaled the Supreme's with the help of the supreme weapon. Time passed by. In the blink of an eye, 4 months had gone by. The super-large battlefield has opened. Lin Yuan stopped his cultivation and looked at the source of the spacetime fluctuations he had sensed. Ever since the super-large battlefield was established, Lin Yuan could constantly feel the spacetime fluctuations emanating from there. And just now these fluctuations suddenly stilled. This signified that the spacetime of the super-large battlefield had become completely stable. Super-large battlefield. Lin Yuan's thoughts flickered slightly, and his Taiyang divine spirit stepped forth, instantly heading towards the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. The super-large battlefield was the highest rule-based battlefield established so far by many pinnacle species. It could withstand the brief clashes of 12th-layer beings, and it was more than capable of accommodating 11th-layer powerhouses wielding supreme weapons to fight unrestrainedly. The super-large battlefield was complete. Human civilization began to signal 11th-layer evolvers, gathering the vast majority of the evolutionists around the 9 major evolution towers as the core. Although the 9 supremes of human civilization were all aware of Lin Yuan's strength, that he could overwhelm a level 11 perfect, they had also made other preparations. On the face of it, the super-large battlefield appeared to be a slaughter among 11th-layer powerhouses, but in the shadows, it was a collision between the ultimate existences of the 12th layer. Many supreme weapons and even the ultimate existences, the contingencies left behind by the supremes. In theory, supremes were not allowed to enter the fray themselves. But in actuality nobody knew for sure. The so-called rules of the super-large battlefield were all personally established by the supremes. If things really escalated, the supremes intervening was still a possibility. Of course, this possibility was slim, as most supremes valued their reputation and would not break the rules they had set unless absolutely necessary. Within the insect race territory, Tuoba Ancient God and a group of 11th-layer ancients emerged from a space within the insect race. Tuoba, your avatar has yet to complete cultivation. Do you intend to enter the giant interracial battlefield with your true self? Another ancient god looked at Tuoba Ancient God and couldn't help but speak. With the establishment of the super-large battlefield, the Insect Race Alliance placed immense importance on it, not only commanding the Alliance's many 11th-layer powerhouses to participate but also paying a great price to invite solitary 11th-layer wanderers. Tuoba Ancient God was one of them. Tuoba Ancient God had no intention of dying for the insect race, but what the insect race offered was too much. So much so that Tuoba Ancient God couldn't resist using his true self. Ever since the two-dimensional world, where Tuoba Ancient God's avatar perished at Lin Yuan's hands, 400s of years, Tuoba Ancient God's avatar had not been fully cultivated. To be precise, although Tuoba Ancient God had already condensed an avatar, currently, there was a significant gap between the avatar's combat power and that of his true self. It is easy to condense an avatar, but to condense one that closely matches the strength of the true self requires a great deal of time, energy, and even resources. Moreover, because of the two-dimensional world, Tuoba Ancient God suffered permanent damage to his mental and spiritual will, and forcefully condensing an avatar further impacted his own strength. Don't worry, I have a clear plan. Tuoba Ancient God looked at the Ancient God who reminded him, responding with his reply. Since he dared to agree to the insect race, he certainly had full confidence in his heart. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 859 Domination. Subscribe please. Tuoba Ancient God's confidence originated from a supreme weapon that the insect race had temporarily lent to him. Tuoba Ancient God was an 11th rank of the 5th tier, who had comprehended the 5th realm of space and time and possessed the initial ability to refine the supreme weapon. To strengthen the foundations in the Alliance's large-scale battlefields, the insect race started lending their treasure trove of supreme weapons as much as possible. But it was only a loan; they still needed to be returned afterward. And this supreme weapon was also Tuoba Ancient God's greatest source of confidence. Within the time chamber opened by the insect race, Tuoba Ancient God had spent thousands of years and successfully refined the supreme weapon initially. With the supreme weapon in hand, Tuoba Ancient God dared to send his true self, accepting the insect race's invitation. After all, armed with a supreme weapon, Tuoba Ancient God considered himself absolutely safe. Who could kill him wielding such a weapon if not a 12th rank? Even if faced with other 11th level perfect beings who also wielded supreme weapons, using the power of those weapons, they could at best suppress or expel him. As for utterly defeating him? Ever since the birth of the universe countless eons ago, there had never been an instance of an 11th rank with a supreme weapon falling at the hands of another 11th rank. Do you understand the risks? The ancient god who reminded Tuoba fell silent for a while. Indeed, the supreme weapon is very strong, but your avatar in the two-dimensional world also wielded a supreme weapon, yet it still perished in the end. The two-dimensional world is not the same as the cosmic battlefields. Tuoba Ancient God frowned. In the two-dimensional world, the might of the supreme weapon could not be fully unleashed. Otherwise, that human Shuayu could never have killed me. Having said that, the ancient god who had warned Tuoba chose to remain silent. He just offered his advice. Whether Tuoba Ancient God listened or not was no longer his concern. The supreme weapon was indeed mighty, offering an ultimate ability to protect oneself, but nothing is absolute. Sending one's true self into a large-scale battlefield was indeed somewhat risky. Watching the ancient god leave, Tuoba Ancient God continued to commune with that supreme weapon within his body. As long as I help the insect race gain an advantage on the large-scale battlefield, I will obtain the treasure that I desire, which will not only compensate for the foundational loss of my spirit and will but also might enable me to advance further, to reach 11th level perfect. A hint of desire surfaced in Tuoba Ancient God's heart. Not every 11th rank could achieve perfection. Although reaching the 5th tier of the 11th rank could challenge the ultimate, the hope was slim and certainly reaching perfection was best. If it were not for the opening of this large-scale battlefield, the insect race would not have released that treasure. Tuoba Ancient God knew well that this opportunity might only come once for him. That's why Tuoba Ancient God risked sending his true self and accepted the insect race's invitation. Even without my help, the insect race is likely to gain an advantage on the battlefield, Tuoba Ancient God silently thought. As one of the peak races of the universe, there is no need to speak of the insect race's foundations. Previously, in the two-dimensional world, all extraordinary powers were suppressed, causing the insect race's ability to breed insect race warriors to suffer unprecedented weakening. Thus in the two-dimensional world, the presence of the insect race wasn't strong. But on the cosmic battlefields? That was the main battlefield of the insect race, where they could freely breed powerful insect race warriors. They could even breed billions upon billions of insect race warriors in advance and then take them into battle. Tuoba Ancient God even felt that by just coasting in the battlefield, he could obtain the treasure he longed for. If I encounter that human Shuayu again on the battlefield, he'll just retreat. Tuoba Ancient God had no thoughts of revenge. In his view, human Shuayu was very likely a human civilization's 11th level perfected evolver. In this large-scale battlefields of different races, human Shuayu would surely wield a supreme weapon, and there was no need for him to compete against such an adversary, even if he had the means to save himself. I heard that the Galaxy Master has also stepped into 11th rank. Thinking about human Shuayu, Tuoba Ancient God then thought of the Galaxy Master, knowing that his current predicament was largely thanks to the Galaxy Master. If it weren't for the Galaxy Master's rapid progress, causing Tuoba Ancient God to feel threatened, he wouldn't have agreed to join the large-scale battlefield, and thus wouldn't have been sucked into the two-dimensional world by white paper. To reach 11th rank in such a short time, Tuoba Ancient God couldn't help feeling envious. As a special life form nurtured by the cosmic starry skies, Tuoba's talents and aptitude were beyond question. But compared with the Galaxy Master, he was undoubtedly outshone, as the Galaxy Master had only taken a few hundred years to reach the 10th rank, while he had spent tens of millions to billions of years to step into the 11th rank. Such rapid progress, the foundation must not be solid, and the hopes of reaching the ultimate are slim. Tuoba Ancient God's eyes narrowed slightly. If I encounter him on the large-scale battlefield this time, I might give him a profound lesson. The Galaxy Master stepping into the 11th rank was not entirely bad news. At least Tuoba Ancient God felt that the other party was very likely to join the large-scale battlefields of different races. If the Galaxy Master was only at rank 10, under the protection of human civilization, there would be no chance for him to make contact with him. But now, Tuoba Ancient God had an opportunity. Tianyu clan territory. At the highest point, the towering ancestral figures of the Tianyu feathered race looked down below. One after another, Tianyu clan's 11th rank godlords stood tall, desiring to gain control of the large-scale battlefield, representing many benefits to be reaped. Russell. A heavenly lord with 20 pairs of wings on her back appeared, a woman of perfect appearance with a holy aura, wearing a saintly crown on her head. This large-scale battlefield, our Tianyu clan will surely not disappoint the ancestors. The perfectly comely woman was named Tianyu Meng. Being able to have Tianyu as a surname indicated the most noble bloodline, carrying the blood of the very first ancestor. Be wary of the Yu clan, the first ancestor from the highest point spoke, his voice a thunderous roar. Yes. Tianyu Meng nodded. She was the most promising member of the Tianyu clan to strive for the ultimate existence. Her bloodline originated from the very first ancestor, and this time she carried with her the tribal guardian weapon of the Tianyu clan, the angelic crown. Tianyu Meng had already planned to make her mark in the grand-scale battlefields of different races. Even among the most powerful weapons, the angelic crown was considered top-notch. It was forged from a treasure that fell into the cosmos shortly after the first ancestor of the Tianyu clan was born. Only someone like Tianyu Meng, with the blood of the first ancestor flowing in her veins, could refine such a formidable weapon. No one else, not even a level 11 perfect, could achieve such a feat. Consequently, the might of the angelic crown was immense, surpassing that of the other powerful weapons. The power Tianyu Meng could unleash with it was also higher than other 11th level perfect wielders of such weapons. The insect race and the Tianyu clan made many arrangements and strategic plans for the grand-scale battlefield. The Yu clan, the Star Alliance, and other peak forces did the same, as the outcome of the grand-scale battlefield would determine the division of resource enclaves within the universe for the next several million years. Every clan and force attached great importance to it. Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit hurried over. At this moment, the place was already filled with numerous 11th level evolvers, all under the command of Xia Qin, the supreme powerhouse. The 9 evolution towers of human civilization each control a portion of the evolvers, making them factions of sorts. Of course, within human civilization, due to the constraints set by the 3 goddesses and the guidance of the 9 powerhouses, there were hardly any significant struggles. All contradictions and conflicts were resolved at the very beginning. Who is that? It's the Galaxy Master. The Galaxy Master has come too. As soon as Lin Yuan entered the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower, he drew the attention of many 11th level evolvers, most of whom had seen him at a gathering not long before. Galaxy Master. Nalan, the deputy master of the tower, flew over and greeted Lin Yuan. Are there many level 11s you don't recognize? Nalan asked in a low voice, pulling Lin Yuan aside. Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. Anyone who reached the status of an 11th level evolver was essentially a highly influential figure within human civilization and would have celebrated an 11th level ceremony. Even if Lin Yuan had not taken part, he had at least heard of them. These 11th level evolvers have been secretly trained by the supreme powerhouses, Nalan said, having only found out himself not long ago. I see. Lin Yuan nodded. His gaze swept over the many 11th level evolvers, and he could faintly sense the presence of powerful weapons surging within some of them. Once an evolver reached the 5th category of level 11, human civilization would typically equip them with a powerful weapon. Of course, it was alone, and upon returning from the grand-scale battlefield, they would need to return it to human civilization. Xia Qin, the supreme powerhouse, had once asked Lin Yuan if he needed a powerful weapon, but Lin Yuan declined. The so-called powerful weapons, Lin Yuan already had quite a few. Refining a few more would not significantly enhance his strength. Rather than wasting them on Lin Yuan, it would be better to equip another 11th level 5th category evolver with one. Next. One after another, 11th level evolvers came up to greet Lin Yuan. Everyone was an evolver from the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower, and it was natural for them to be close to one another. Time passed. Another month flew by in the blink of an eye. A majestic figure condensed, and the oppressive presence of a supreme powerhouse spread out. Supreme powerhouse. All 11th level evolvers in the area stood up and looked towards the newly appeared Xiaqin, the supreme powerhouse. The time is nearly upon us. Xiaqin, the supreme powerhouse, looked around and said, I don't need to elaborate on the importance of the grand-scale battlefield. Now, I will make some assignments. After saying this, Xiaqin paused for a moment before continuing, all 11th level evolvers of Xiaoyu Evolution Tower will follow the command of one person in the battlefield. In wars between clans, except for the formidable level 12s, everyone else must obey commands, and only through such organization can they exert their greatest strength. Galaxy Master. Xiaqin's tone was calm, and his gaze fell on Lin Yuan, who was standing in a corner. As soon as these words were spoken, many 11th level evolvers on the scene were shocked, turning their gaze to Lin Yuan, the recently advanced level 11 Galaxy Master. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 860 The 12 Great Cosmic Powers. Please subscribe. Galaxy Master? Do we all follow the orders of the Galaxy Master? Several 11th level perfected evolvers exchanged glances. The strongest among these evolvers showed a look of surprise. Whether in the Human Civilization Alliance or among the Starry Sky races, power dictates rank. To have these 11th level evolvers, all obeying the Galaxy Master, the most fundamental premise is that the Galaxy Master himself cannot be weak. Yes. Obey the command of the Supreme. The evolvers immediately nodded in response. Even though Xiaqin's command puzzled all 11th level evolvers, there must be a reason since the Supreme said so. This newly promoted 11th level Galaxy Master's strength must far exceed everyone's imagination. Galaxy Master? Naylan, the Vice Tower Lord, blinked, looking with a slightly unfamiliar expression at Lin Yuan sitting beside him. To think that the Galaxy Master he has watched from level 6 or 7, now commanded such attention from Xiaqin, and ruled over all 11th level of Xiaoyu Evolution Tower? Such a status, placed in Xiaoyu Evolution Tower, is second only to the Supreme. Even within the Human Civilization Alliance, it would securely rank in the top 20. There are 9 evolution towers within human civilization, each with a Vice Lord. But Vice Lords, typically at level 10, handle trivial matters and have no authority to command 11th level evolvers. Let's go. Xiaqin swept his gaze over everyone and space-time began to shift. Moments later, Xiaqin, along with all the evolvers, arrived at the edge of a vast continent. This vast continent, containing extreme spatial temporal suppression, spans over 1,000 light-years in diameter, like a colossal entity stretching out under the cosmic skies. Is that the super-large battlefield? The spatial temporal suppression is terrifying. I can feel that spatial shifting there will be greatly restricted. No wonder it's the ultimate rule battlefield jointly constructed by several Supremes. The 11th level evolvers of Xiaoyu Evolution Tower couldn't help but whisper amongst themselves. Previously, 11th level evolvers rarely had a chance to act even in large battlefields, and now in the super large battlefield of different races, being 11th level is just the threshold? The spatial temporal maze. Compared to other 11th level evolvers, the super large battlefield looked to Lin Yuan like an unprecedented spatial temporal maze. The spatio-temporal fusion rule operated, rendering the battlefield in an incredibly stable state. Truly marvelous, admired Lin Yuan inwardly. Though his comprehension of spacetime also reached the 6th realm, he was far from being able to create such an immense spatial temporal maze. This required an immense foundation. Even combined efforts of peak forces supreme beings took almost half a year to complete. In reality, the creation of this super-large battlefield took more than just half a year. Long ago, major forces had plans to develop such a battlefield. Since then, they'd been preparing for this. Swish, swish, swish. Xiaqin, along with many 11th level evolvers, appeared, and soon dozens of distinctly different presences approached. Greetings to Supreme Xiaqin. These dozens of presences, profound and spanning a depth, were 11th level beings, not human evolvers, but those from different races serving under human civilization and independent 11th level entities from starry sky races, and so on. As a peak race, human civilization, sprawling across the cosmic starry skies, naturally attracts a large number of strong beings. Hence human civilization is also known as the Human Civilization Alliance. Upon entering the battlefield, Everyone follows the orders of the Galaxy Master. Xia Qin, with a calm tone, gave a casual command. Yes. Dozens of 11th level from different races were inwardly startled. They had of course heard of the renown of the Galaxy Master, but they didn't expect Xia Qin to entrust him with such a heavy responsibility. And it seemed, not only those different 11th level races but all evolvers of 11th level from Xiaoyu Evolution Tower were to obey the Galaxy Master. Could Xia Qin be overly favoring this newly promoted 11th level? Many 11th level different races evolvers were wavering in thought, but they didn't dare to defy the command of the Supreme. 52 11th level from different races in total. Lin Yuan glanced at them and took note. Originally, Xiaoyu Evolution Tower's 11th level evolvers numbered 143. Including these 52 from different races, the total count of 11th level strong beings affiliated with Xiaoyu Evolution Tower nears 200. Lin Yuan looked up and saw the other 8 evolution towers of human civilization nearby. The 9 evolution towers of human civilization had similar strength. Xiaoyu Evolution Tower gathered nearly 200 11th level strong beings, so the other 8 towers were probably of similar count. All 11th level strong beings from the 9 evolution towers together would likely reach 1,800? Human civilization has openly less than 1,000 11th level evolvers. Now with these 1,800, almost half are from different races. Some are 11th levels secretly fostered by human civilization. 1,800 11th levels. Lin Yuan gazed further into the distance. Just from the human civilization side the deployment reached this number. Then, combining all 11th levels from all peak forces, wouldn't there be tens of thousands? Tens of thousands of 11th levels? This probably occupies a significant proportion of all 11th level beings across the entire universe. For the dominance of this super-large battlefield, the major peak forces certainly valued it highly. Among these tens of thousands of 11th levels, those reaching the 5th tier likely number hundreds to thousands, each equipped with a supreme weapon lent from their respective peak race behind them. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 861 The 12 Great Peak Powers of the Universe. Please subscribe. _2. The previous large-scale battlefield was reduced by the two-dimensional world within white paper, with fewer than 300 level 11 beings. Now, the number of 11s in this super-large battlefield of different races has reached tens of thousands? Lin Yuan pondered silently. However, with my strength, once I enter, taking advantage of the fact that the supreme beings of different races have not reacted, could I potentially take down these tens of thousands of 11s in one go? Lin Yuan thought secretly. The reason it was only potential was that he couldn't be sure how many trump cards were hidden among these tens of thousands of 11s by the supreme beings of different races. The backhands of supreme beings were hard to gauge, at least the one Xia Qin supreme being gave Lin Yuan could deliver a strike with the power of tens of thousands, or even 100,000. If Xia Qin's supreme being was like this, then surely the other supreme beings of different races have their arrangements as well. But even if he couldn't take them all in one sweep, Lin Yuan could still wantonly slaughter a significant number of 11s and acquire numerous supreme weapons. No one would ever have too many supreme weapons, especially since Lin Yuan was cultivating the Xianhuang physique, which had a high demand for resources. To cultivate the Xianhuang physique, to the level 11 perfect state, even draining all the resources of the entire human civilization wouldn't suffice, and he could only hope for the myriad clans on the battlefield. This was just the level 11 perfect state of the Xianhuang physique. If it were the level 12 perfect state, it would probably consume even the entire universe's resources and still not be enough. This time entering the battlefield, beware of that Tianyu Meng from the Tianyu clan. While Lin Yuan was contemplating, the voice of Xia Qin's supreme being reached him. Tianyu Meng? Lin Yuan nodded slightly as he had also heard of this Tianyu clan member most likely to cross into the 12th layer, the Heavenly Lord. Bearing the bloodline of the first ancestor of the Tianyu clan heavily valued bloodline inheritance, and many divine skills and talents were inherited through the bloodline. The first ancestor's bloodline? That meant Tianyu Meng's talents were likely terrifying. Tianyu Meng is just that to you, but the key is that angel crown, which is one of the clan suppression weapons of the Tianyu clan, and shockingly the first ancestor has even used this foundation. Xia Qin's supreme being continued with a hint of surprise in his tone. The human civilization also bestowed numerous supreme weapons, but there was no intention to bestow clan suppression weapons as the risk was too great. If an extreme situation occurred and a regular supreme weapon was lost, it was just lost. But if a clan suppression weapon was lost, the impact on the ethnic group's power would be unprecedented. Clan suppression weapon. Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly solemn. Renowned as a clan suppression weapon, it was stronger than ordinary supreme weapons. So far, the only clan suppression weapon of human civilization Lin Yuan had encountered was the Void Realm world. On the ancestral star of human civilization, there was also a clan suppression weapon, but Lin Yuan didn't know which one it was. There are also powerful figures from the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan. Xia Qin's supreme being began to introduce Lin Yuan further. Human civilization was one of the 12 peak ethnic group powers, and the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan were also 2 peak ethnic groups among them. In fact, at the dawn of the universe, there were no Universe Clan or Zhou Clan, only one Universe Clan. The Universe Clan was then the most powerful force, ruling vast millions of years from the birth of the universe. However, something unknown ultimately caused a split within the Universe Clan, forming the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan. Both the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan inherited part of the heritage of the original Universe Clan. Although not as formidable as the former Universe Clan, they were still inscrutable and occupied a transcendent status among the 12 peak powers. Even human civilization was not keen to fully antagonize the Universe Clan or Zhou Clan, as who could tell if the 2 peak ethnic groups would merge back into one and revive the glory of the Universe Clan. And there's the Robber Clan. You need to be cautious, this ethnic group is even more mysterious than any special life form. Xia Qin's supreme being's tone grew grave, a seriousness not apparent even when discussing the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan. If the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan originated from the dawn of the universe, then the Robber Clan supposedly hailed from a previous cosmic era. At the end of a cosmic era, the universe would naturally collapse and be destroyed, the river of time would dry up, only supreme beings had a chance of surviving and entering the chaos void. Yet the Robber Clan was an exception. This ethnic group somehow avoided the ultimate destruction and collapse of the last cosmic era, successfully entering this cosmic era. Therefore, the Robber Clan suffered malice from the entire cosmic starry sky's origin rules grand path. The Robber Clan got the name Robber because the members of this ethnic group from birth had to face many calamities invisibly imposed by the universe's origin rules. Among the 12 peak ethnic groups, the Robber Clan had the fewest members, far fewer than the special lives within the Star Alliance. However, the ones who survived from the Robber Clan were undoubtedly powerful. Surviving under the targeting of the universe's origin rules and growing, how terrifying is that? Currently, the Robber Clan had only 2 12th layer ultimates, the fewest among the 12 peak ethnic groups, yet there was no ethnic group power willing to provoke the Robber Clan. Robber Clan, Lin Yuan's thoughts expanded. Surviving from the last cosmic era to this one? Even for 12th layer ultimates, it was impossible. The universe collapses and is destroyed, and supreme beings barely have time to escape towards the chaos void as best they can. Remaining in the universe to face endless destructive power? The only existence Lin Yuan knew of that could survive one cosmic era after another was the Shenhuang Secret Realm. The Shenhuang Secret Realm was thoroughly integrated into the universe's origin, and its collapse would not affect the realm. But the Shenhuang Secret Realm was the handiwork of the Chaos Realm's Shenhuang. And the Shenhuang beast within it couldn't enter the cosmic starry skies, yet the Robber Clan could roam the universe? Time slowly passed. Days went by. Outside the super-large battlefield, towering presences appeared one after another, the 12th layer ultimates from other peak ethnic powers arriving. Almost time to enter the battlefield. Xia Qin's supreme being looked towards the many level 11 strong ones. You all should be clear about the rules within the battlefield by now, right? Regarding the rules inside the super-large battlefield, Xia Qin's supreme being had explained in detail before they arrived. Any level 11 strong ones entering the super-large battlefield would arrive at the fringe areas of the battlefield. The fringe area consisted of 333 regions, and in some part of each area, there was a space-time path. Once entering this space-time path, one could proceed to the core area of the battlefield. Outside this space-time path, there was a spatial temporal maze, and only by passing through this maze could one reach the space-time path. The space-time path in each region had a limit on the number of entries. It would close upon admitting 100 level 11s. In other words, to enter the space-time path and reach the core area of the battlefield, one had to compete with other 11s within the same area. Only the first 100 could proceed to the battlefield's core area. Ordinarily, the level 11 strong ones arriving in the fringe areas were randomly placed, thus introducing an element of luck. If some 11s from the same clan or alliance landed in the same fringe area, they could work together to enter the space-time path securely. Alternatively, if many with supreme weapons landed in a particular area, then some spots for entering the spacetime path would be internally decided. For the remaining 11s to get in, they would face escalating fierce competition. To the peak ethnic groups, the real battles on the super-large battlefield were in the core area. As for the fringe areas, they were just appetizers before the real fight. Of the 333 fringe areas in the area where the Galaxy Master is present, all level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance follow the Galaxy Master's orders, Xia Qin's supreme being reiterated one last time. All level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance? Among the different races 11s, some strong characters took note of the prefix Xia Qin's supreme being mentioned. It referred to level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance and not those from the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower? Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 862 One man blocks the way, myriad clans halt. Please subscribe. Splash. Xia Qin, the supreme being, looked towards the super battlefield. With a wave of his right hand, nearly 200 level 11 powerhouses plunged into the edge region of the battlefield like falling stars. The other 8 human supreme beings did the same, with a large number of level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance rapidly falling into the edge of the super battlefield. Following that, the peak tribes began sending their own level 11 warriors into the edge of the super battlefield. Xia Qin, did that human Xiaoyu also go in? A supreme being from the Star Alliance transmitted a message to inquire. Not long ago, spacetime fluctuations that indicated an assault on the ultimate level emanated from the human civilization's territory, leading many foreign supreme beings to speculate that the perpetrator might be the human known as Xiaoyu. Judging from the performance of human Xiaoyu within the two-dimensional world, even if it was through the use of some treasure to exhibit such exceptional combat power, his own level must be at least level 11 perfect. It is estimated to be closer to level 12 than the 4 divine kings. Therefore, such speculation by the foreign supreme beings arose. But it is just speculation after all, and no one can say for sure whether it is indeed the human Xiaoyu. Why don't you find out for yourself later? Xia Qin, the supreme being, replied nonchalantly, not intending to disclose any information about Lin Yuan. The supreme being from the Star Alliance stopped talking. The Human Civilization Alliance has Xiaoyu, but wouldn't their Star Alliance have beings of similar caliber? The 4 divine kings were overwhelmed by the human Xiaoyu in the two-dimensional world, but the environment of the two-dimensional world is special. The super battlefield isn't like that. It's not easy to defeat the warriors of the Star Alliance on this super battlefield. Several supreme beings from the Star Alliance, in order to redeem their previous humiliation, have already prepared multiple backup plans. Super battlefield. Edge region. Lin Yuan quickly broke free from the falling momentum and gently landed on the ground. This is the edge region of the super battlefield? Lin Yuan surveyed his surroundings, seeing ancient trees that reached the sky in every direction, lush and endless. These ancient trees, each one radiating powerful vitality, would potentially transform into real-life forms in the main universe if not for the spacetime suppression of the battlefield. Are there only 3 level 11 from the Human Civilization Alliance that have fallen into this area? Following the causal sensing, Lin Yuan determined the number of level 11 of the human civilization in this area. The edge region of the super battlefield encompasses 333 zones, with each zone containing only 4 level 11 warriors from the Human Civilization Alliance. It's considered quite unlucky. With so few level 11 warriors from the Human Civilization Alliance, they are bound to face targeted oppression and competition when attempting to secure the spacetime path that leads to the core area. Of course, all of these are based on the premise that there is no Lin Yuan. Where is the spacetime path? There? Lin Yuan carefully sensed for a while. Among the 333 edge regions, each one has a spacetime path in a certain location. And this spacetime path is easy to find, as long as one slightly senses the spacetime fluctuations. The spacetime suppression is formidable, long-distance spatial transposition is very difficult. Lin Yuan thought to himself. That is the reason why the 333 edge regions have only left one spacetime path. Without the ability to use spatial transposition, even level 11 perfect powerhouses would take too long flying from the edge region to the central area. Likely the war of the super battlefield would be over by then. Only through the spacetime path can one reach the central area at the fastest speed and then participate in the struggle for dominance among the 12 peak tribes. However, with my sixth realm comprehension of spacetime, I can still perform spatial transposition, but not as extreme as billions of light years in one step like in the outside world. Lin Yuan tried a little and came to a conclusion. If this is the situation even for him, then those level 11 powerhouses could probably only fly slowly. First, let's reach that spacetime path. Lin Yuan took a step and vanished on the spot. Meanwhile, in the edge region where Lin Yuan had arrived, one after another, level 11 warriors from different clans began observing their surroundings. This area, we have 53 level 11 from my Star Alliance, we've got this. A huge rocky life form followed the causal sensing with a smile on its face. Tens of thousands of level 11 strong beings have descended to the 333 edge regions, averaging to about 200 level 11 per region. With 200 level 11 from the alliance of the 12 peak tribes, the Star Alliance's 23 level 11, exceeding the average number, is more likely to take advantage. 53 level 11 from the Star Alliance joining hands could probably all enter the spacetime path and reach the central area. Once there, the influence of the Star Alliance in the central area will strengthen, which might impact the final outcome of the battle. In another desolate plain, a figure clad in pitch-black armor stood silently. In this area, my prison tribe only has 12 level 11. The figure clad in black armor, who was from the prison tribe, grinned and said, "But with me here, among the 100 spots on the spacetime path, my prison tribe will secure 12. This prison tribe warrior, at the 5th tier of level 11, wielded a supreme weapon. Among the tens of thousands of level 11 from the 12 peak tribes, only several hundred to 1,000 qualified to wield supreme weapons. Distributed across the 330 edge regions, there may only be 1 or 2 warriors of this level in each region. Therefore, the prison tribe warrior was very confident that with a supreme weapon, he believed himself to stand at the pinnacle of the tens of thousands of level 11, with only those level 11 who also held supreme weapons posing a threat to him. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 863 One man blocks the way, myriad clans halt, seeking subscriptions, understood the spacetime path, it's there. The prison tribe powerhouse felt for a moment, confirmed the location of the spacetime path, and shot straight into the sky, flying towards a certain direction. On the super-large battlefield, the suppression of spacetime is heavy. Even level 11 perfect of the 5th realm cannot rely on their own strength to achieve spatial transposition. Thus, the only method to reach the spacetime path is by flying. Atop another hill, a massive brood nest descended. This border region. The brood nest belonged to the insect race. She observed her surroundings and quickly started mobilizing insect race warriors. Within her brood nest, numerous insect race warriors had already been bred. In less than a moment, tens of thousands of level 11 insect race warriors appeared, swarming around the brood nest. These level 11 insect race warriors had merely reached the threshold of level 11. In a one-on-one battle, they wouldn't be able to defeat even the weakest of level 11 warriors. But their strength lies in their numbers. Tens of thousands of level 11 insect race warriors charging together would give even the 4th layer or 5th layer level 11 warriors a hard time. And these tens of thousands of level 11 threshold insect race warriors were just the initial breed of this brood nest. As time passed, she could breed even stronger insect race warriors that would not be limited to the level 11 threshold. In front of a massive spatial temporal maze, Lin Yuan came to a stop. It seems I'm the first one to arrive. Lin Yuan glanced around, thinking to himself. In reality, the arrival points of all level 11 powerhouses in each border region are around the spacetime path, forming a circular range. This means the distance of every level 11 powerhouse from the spacetime path is roughly the same. The purpose of this design is to prevent certain level 11 powerhouses from being too close to the spacetime path, arriving early, and then entering without any hindrance. Lin Yuan's understanding of spacetime has reached the 6th realm. Even on a super-large battlefield, he can still perform spatial transposition, which naturally allows him to be the first to arrive. This spatial temporal maze, Lin Yuan observed it briefly. In front of every spacetime path, there stands a spatial temporal maze. Only by getting through the spatial temporal maze can one truly reach the front of the spacetime path. Too simple. Lin Yuan took a step forward and passed through the spatial temporal maze, appearing in front of the spacetime path. Outside the super-large battlefield, many level 12 powerhouses were also observing each one of the border regions. The Galaxy Master of human civilization can perform spatial transposition within the battlefield. It wasn't long before the Supreme Beings noticed this, showing a hint of surprise on their faces. According to the standards they set for this super-large battlefield, it's basically impossible for any level 11 life form to achieve spatial transposition on their own. It seems human civilization has put in a lot of effort for this Galaxy Master, granting him an artifact that can force a transposition. One of the insect queens scoffed coldly, glancing at the supreme beings of the human civilization. Inside the super-large battlefield, any level 11 powerhouse, even a level 11 perfect, cannot perform spatial transposition on their own. But with the aid of a certain spatial artifact, this restriction can be broken. However, such spatial artifacts are very rare, especially for newly advanced level 11 individuals like the Galaxy Master to be able to use them, which is even rarer. Any artifact, when reaching a certain level, requires one to meet a standard for use. For instance, to refine a supreme weapon at the very least, there needs to be the understanding of the fifth realm. The same goes for using an artifact that can force a transposition. To use it without meeting the standard or to lower the requirements, the artifact itself must be exceedingly precious. What business do you insect race have with human affairs? Xia Qin, one of the supreme beings, glanced at the insect queen dismissively in response. In reality, Xia Qin was quite puzzled in his heart. He remembered not having granted Lin Yuan an artifact that could force a transposition. Xia Qin had had the idea to grant such an artifact, but it was refused by Lin Yuan. Could it be that in the two-dimensional world, he obtained some special spatial marvel? Xia Qin speculated in his heart. He was aware of Lin Yuan achieving many marvels in the two-dimensional world but didn't ask in detail, as after all, they were Lin Yuan's own gains. Super-large battlefield worlds, where many spacetimes are isolated, make it difficult for even level 12 mightiest ones to see through all spatial fluctuations. Thus, many ultimate level 12 beings are unable to judge whether Lin Yuan's spatial transposition ability originates from himself or from some spatial treasure. But based on Lin Yuan's initial entrance into level 11, the subconscious inference was that it was with the help of a special spatial treasure that he managed to accomplish all this. Even Xia Qin, the mightiest one, thinks so. Although he had personally witnessed the commotion when Lin Yuan advanced to level 11, Xia Qin, the mightiest one, had never considered that this Galaxy Master's comprehension of spacetime had reached the sixth realm, which could compete with the mightiest. This kind of spatial treasure, bestowed upon a mere newly promoted level 11, be careful not to end up empty-handed like drawing water with a bamboo basket. The insect queen said coldly. In the super-large battlefield, it's very difficult for those at the 5th and 6th tiers of level 11 to die, since they wield the mightiest weapons. But Lin Yuan is just a newly promoted level 11. No matter how monstrously talented, without refining a mightiest weapon, there is a possibility of death. Once dead, even if it's just the death of an avatar, that special spatial treasure would be lost. Falling into the hands of peak power wielders from other races, it would be difficult for the Human Civilization Alliance to claim it back. The Spacetime Path. Lin Yuan stood before the Spacetime Path. Now he could enter the Spacetime Path and head to the core area whenever he wished. Only Lin Yuan glanced back. Heading directly to the core area was too wasteful. And there were still a few level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance behind him. If Lin Yuan went to the core area now, those level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance would probably stop at the border region. Thinking of this, Lin Yuan immediately sat cross-legged, blocking the Spacetime Path, quietly waiting for other alien level 11s to arrive. Time passed by. In the blink of an eye, half a day went by. Before the Spacetime Path, the spatial temporal maze began to churn continuously, as if many powerful beings were fighting within. Ha 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 ha. Mingche, what does it matter if you have a mightiest weapon? With your strength, how many times can you trigger the mightiest weapon? A massive rock life form laughed heartily, striding through the spatial temporal maze with a look of triumph. Mingche, the U-race Mingche, who is a 5th tier level 11 mighty one, wielding a mightiest weapon. Swoosh. The next moment, Mingche, clad in pitch-black armor, also burst out of the spatial temporal maze, casting a cold glance at the giant rock life form without saying a word. There were too many level 11s from the Star Alliance in this region, over 50, no need to clash with them to the death. After all, there are 100 spots for entering the Spacetime Path, which is more than enough. Huh. After bursting out of the spatial temporal maze, the massive rock life form immediately noticed Lin Yuan, seated cross-legged before the Spacetime Path. The Galaxy Master? The massive rock life form recognized him immediately. It's unavoidable. The Galaxy Master was too famous, especially after stepping into level 11, making the Starry Sky races all aware of this unparalleled genius. Galaxy Master? Yu Race Mingche also looked towards Lin Yuan, with a somewhat puzzled expression. They didn't delay in their rush to reach the space-time path, especially the battle within the spatial-temporal maze, yet they had never seen the Galaxy Master from beginning to end. And now, the Galaxy Master was sitting here? Doesn't it mean that the Galaxy Master had already arrived before they began challenging the spatial-temporal maze? Otherwise, how could it be that they hadn't seen even a glimpse of the Galaxy Master? This puzzled Mingche. With the Galaxy Master's initial level 11 strength, why would he have arrived here so much earlier than them? And after arriving, why didn't the Galaxy Master enter the space-time path but instead sat before it? To be able to cultivate to level 11, how fast is their thinking speed? They immediately realized something was wrong and did not act rashly. Just as the massive rock life form and Yu Race Mingche were filled with amazement and uncertainty, Lin Yuan finally opened his eyes, looked towards the many different level 11 alien races who had just burst out of the spatial-temporal maze, and said with a smile, "You guys have finally arrived. Wuxia world. Side. Go." Chapter 864 Sweeping. Please subscribe. The Galaxy Master is waiting for us? The enormous rock life entity carefully observed Lin Yuan. Had it been any other 11-rank being, daring to stand in the way at the entrance of the space-time path, it would have long since struck to kill. But the Galaxy Master? The rock life entity was not frightened of the Galaxy Master. It was just a newcomer to the 11th rank. What the rock life entity truly feared was the civilization behind the Galaxy Master, human civilization. And those 9 supreme beings high above all others. Given the Galaxy Master's status within human civilization, since he dares to enter this extra-large battlefield, even if it's just an avatar descending, he must possess the trump cards and backup plans bestowed by the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. Almost there. Lin Yuan glanced at the spatial-temporal maze. More and more 11-rank beings were now making it past the spatial-temporal maze, stopping to look at him. The maze's obstructive effect was substantial for those 11-rank beings who first entered. As for the 11-rank beings entering the maze later, those who came before had already damaged the maze greatly, and the successors could quickly make it through, approaching the space-time path. This action was also to lower the chance of the faster 11-rank beings arriving at the space-time path first, thus entering the core area of the battlefield without any skirmish. The purpose of opening up such a large battlefield is to let the strong from all species fight and settle the score. Of course, as for someone like Lin Yuan who forcefully travels through space and time, arriving at the space-time path half a day early is completely beyond what the spatial-temporal maze can prevent. A dozen breaths later, all the 11-rank beings in this region had gathered in front of the space-time path, focusing intently on Lin Yuan, who sat cross-legged. The Galaxy Master. Among the many 11-rank beings, several from the Human Civilization Alliance felt their scalps tingle. They felt the Galaxy Master's behavior was far too arrogant. Originally, as the greatest prodigy in the history of human civilization, the Galaxy Master would undoubtedly be targeted in this extra-large battlefield. Logically, the Galaxy Master should keep as low a profile as possible. But now, blocking the path in public, isn't this giving foreign 11-rank beings the opportunity to join forces against him? Galaxy Master, what exactly? Yu Race Mingche's expression changed uncertainly, just about to speak. Just then, Lin Yuan, who had been sitting at the entrance of the space-time path, began to gather a faint Shen Huang-colored glow around his body. A heavy, oppressive aura began to spread, enveloping all the foreign 11-rank beings in an instant. The only reason Lin Yuan waited until now to make a move was simply out of laziness to chase and kill. Rather than searching every nook and cranny of this peripheral region over and over, it was better to wait here at the entrance of the space-time path like lying in wait for a hare. Any of those 11-rank foreign beings with the thought of entering the core area of the battlefield would necessarily come here. Galaxy Master, you're courting death. The enormous rock-life entity roared with rage. It was wary of the human civilization behind the Galaxy Master but not intimidated. Even facing Yu Race Mingche, who held an ultimate weapon, the enormous rock-life entity dared to clash a few times. The Galaxy Master? Even if he truly possessed a trump card bestowed by a supreme being, how much of it could be utilized? With his own strength, lacking the enlightenment of the fifth realm, he cannot even achieve preliminary refinement of an ultimate weapon. Boom. The enormous rock-life entity immediately took a step forward, extending its right hand, which began to grow insanely large, reaching hundreds of thousands of feet in a blink, and slammed it towards Lin Yuan. The next moment, the right arm that the enormous rock-life entity reached out abruptly turned into nothingness, followed by its own solid rock body, which began to crumble and disintegrate. What? The other 11 rank foreign beings around had their expressions changed drastically. The strength of the enormous rock-life entity was nearly on par with Yu-Race Ming-Che. If not for slightly lesser comprehension of space-time, it would definitely have been bestowed with an ultimate weapon. But now, to disintegrate directly in front of the Galaxy Master? Join forces. Together. Otherwise we all die. Including Yu-Race Ming-Che, all the foreign 11 rank beings had this thought simultaneously in their hearts. In a flash, they had no time to contemplate the multitude of questions like why the Galaxy Master has such formidable strength. Rumbling. A terrifying aura boiled among the numerous foreign 11 rank beings. Yu-Race Ming-Che suddenly produced a black axe in his hand, emitting a deep luster and a breath that surpassed the 11th rank. Although Yu-Race Ming-Che had initially refined an ultimate weapon, he wouldn't use it unless absolutely necessary. There's no helping it. Activating an ultimate weapon's power is extremely draining, so much so that Yu-Race Ming-Che, even burning his flesh and soul, couldn't sustain many strikes. That was also the reason why the enormous rock-life entity and other special beings from the Star Alliance were able to hold him back in the spatial-temporal maze just now. Of course, even without actively utilizing an ultimate weapon, simply passively employing its power also allowed Yu-Race Ming-Che's strength to climb significantly. Not bad, truly the elite from the peak powers of various species. Lin Yuan's gaze was calm, his mind idly contemplating. With his strength, if he went all out, these foreign 11 rank beings wouldn't stand a chance at all. But doing so, revealing too much strength, risks frightening the true powerhouses of the various peak species forces in the core area of the battlefield. As a result, those true powerhouses, avoiding Lin Yuan in the core area of the battlefield, might even choose to withdraw from this extra-large battlefield's contention. Fine, I'll play along with you. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, and the Xinhuang force field engulfing all directions began to slowly contract. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 865 Sweep Subscription Request _2 Xinhuang Force Field, an innate ability of the Xinhuang physique, is used for defense against attacks. But that doesn't mean the Xinhuang force field can't attack proactively, it's just that its attacking power is relatively weak. However, the weakness here is only in relation to Lin Yuan. For those alien 11th order beings present, it is undoubtedly a disaster. Swoosh swoosh. Xuanhuang-colored light erupted, sending heart-shaking waves through the battlefield. Countless 11th order aliens fell one by one, collapsing into a massive rocky existence. My insect race warriors. The Hive Mother race watched in horror as her nurtured insect race warriors vanished into ash under the Xinhuang force field. In no time, the Hive Mother race's own form began to crumble as well. In a corner of the Xinhuang force field, several 11th order powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance stared dumbfounded at the one-sided massacre unfolding before them. In their eyes, the novice 11th order Galaxy Master, with every move he made, allowed nearly 200 alien 11th order beings to fall without a fight, including the Yu-Race Ming-Che clad in supreme weaponry barely clinging to life. Is the Galaxy Master's strength this terrifying? Several 11th order human powerhouses exchanged looks with each other, their minds trembling with fear. They had thought earlier that the Galaxy Master was too arrogant, having already reached the space-time path, and wondered why he didn't just enter sooner. Instead, he chose to wait there for the 11th order aliens to arrive. Now, it seemed the Galaxy Master simply wanted to slaughter the 11th order aliens for sport. Before long, inside the Xinhuang force field, all the alien 11th order beings had turned to dust and smoke. Only the Yu-Race Ming-Che remained, desperately defending himself with the supreme black axe in his hand. Though the supreme black axe was not a defensive supreme weapon, its black luster provided a strong defense. In fact, every supreme weapon has its myriad uses. An offensive supreme weapon can defend, and a defensive supreme weapon can attack, each differing only in the level of power they exhibit. Supreme weapons. Lin Yuan gazed at the black axe in the hand of Yu-Race Ming-Che with a slightly somber expression. Compared to the trivial transcendental power demonstrated by the peculiar objects within the two-dimensional world, the formidable power of the supreme weapons in the main universe was truly frightening. If Lin Yuan had not yet stepped into the 11th order, he might indeed have had no way to contend with the opponent. Galaxy Master, spare me this one time. Name your conditions. Erase Ming-Che was genuinely scared and hurriedly spoke up. Although he could temporarily hold his ground, he sensed that the mysterious force field around him was becoming heavier and more oppressive. Most importantly, Ming-Che could no longer bear the energy expenditure of activating the Supreme Black Axe. On the contrary, Lin Yuan seemed to be handling it with ease. Once Ming-Che could no longer wield the Supreme Black Axe, he would inevitably be crushed by the omnipresent mysterious force field surrounding him. Without the Supreme Black Axe, Ming-Che would be no different from the massive rocky existences. Conditions you're asking me to provide? Lin Yuan looked at him with a calm gaze and smiled. Surrender the Supreme Black Axe. Give up the Supreme Black Axe? Erase Ming-Che's face soured as the axe was loaned to him by his own prison tribe. How would he explain this to the prison tribe if he handed it over to the Galaxy Master? Compared to this Supreme Black Axe, what did his avatar amount to? Galaxy Master, please make another demand. Erase Ming-Che said in a low voice. If he had to choose between surrendering the Supreme Black Axe and continuing the standoff with the Galaxy Master, he would prefer the latter. Perhaps before he ran out of energy the Galaxy Master would give up? Erase Ming-Che didn't believe that the Galaxy Master could suppress a supreme weapon without any expenditure. Then I shall take it myself. Lin Yuan said indifferently. Boom boom boom. The Xuanhuang-colored light around became increasingly intense. After nearly half an hour, Erase Ming-Che could no longer hold on and, in a final act of desperation, activated the Supreme Black Axe, aiming for a mutual destruction with Lin Yuan. Unfortunately for him, the pitch-black, profound light from the axe was all blocked by Lin Yuan, and in the end Erase Ming-Che perished with the Supreme Black Axe quietly floating in the air. Even without its master, the supreme weapon still emitted an ultimate tearing aura. The ultimate weapon. Lin Yuan's mind willed it, and the Black Axe flew toward him, landing in his hand. It still has a master. Lin Yuan attempted to intrude the Black Axe with his mind will, but encountered resistance and immediately understood. The prison tribe Ming-Che had only lost an avatar, not truly perished, hence the ultimate weapon wasn't without an owner. Nevertheless, Lin Yuan did not care. Once he brought the ultimate weapon back, naturally, there would be plenty of time to erode the internal resistance. My ultimate weapon. Within the prison tribe territory, Ming-Che's true self bellowed in madness. For a powerhouse like him, at the 11th tier, 5th category, an ultimate weapon was once in a lifetime. If not for this massive battlefield's creation, and the prison tribe's urgent need for a significant number of powerhouses, he would have never had the chance to refine the ultimate weapon. But now, everything was gone. He not only failed to enter the core area of the battlefield, achieving nothing, but also lost the ultimate weapon. Why is that Galaxy Master's strength so terrifying? After a fit of rage, Ming-Che felt a chill in his heart. Lin Yuan's strength was too horrifying, and even if he had also relied on external forces, forcing him to exhaust his ultimate weapon to its last, was beyond anyone's imagination. The Galaxy Master is definitely not a novice at the 11th tier. He must have reached at least the 5th realm in his comprehension of spacetime, otherwise it would not be possible to impose such a suppression on spacetime that even I am unable to escape. Ming-Che took a deep breath. Too terrifying. Ming-Che felt a bit stifled, knowing earlier that the Galaxy Master had such power, he would have fled at the first opportunity. In front of the spacetime path, Lin Yuan glanced at the spoils of war. The bodies of many alien 11th-tiered beings were all turned into the most primal force by Lin Yuan's primal force, then used as nourishment for cultivating his Xianhuang physique. The bodies of those at the 11th tier contained unimaginable amounts of energy. Even for Lin Yuan they were quite a boost. Besides, Lin Yuan also gained an ultimate weapon, that Black Axe, as well as hundreds of various treasures. Waiting for half a day and this is the income, it's quite worthwhile. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Aside from the ultimate weapon and many treasures, just the essence energy contained within the 1 or 200 alien 11th tier bodies, if converted into cosmic rare resources, would be measured in tens and hundreds of billions of cosmic crystals. Not to mention an ultimate weapon of incalculable value. Although Lin Yuan already had tens of ultimate weapons, nearly 100-odd items garnered from the two-dimensional world were mostly made of 12-star rare materials. But that certainly does not mean that the ultimate weapons are worthless. What are you all dawdling for? Lin Yuan glanced at the few 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance standing in a corner, trembling with fear, afraid to speak. From the beginning till now, Lin Yuan was using the Shenhuang force field, secretly protecting these 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance, to prevent them from being killed by the aftermath of the force field. Although Lin Yuan was decisively lethal against 11th-tier aliens, he was quite amiable towards his own people. Galaxy Master, what should we do now? What should we do now? The several 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance finally mustered the courage to ask from the corner. Enter the space-time path. Leaving this message behind, Lin Yuan stepped into the space-time path's entrance, and his figure disappeared from the spot. Chapter 866 Accidental Encounter. Please subscribe. Outside the mega battlefield. One by one, the 12th layer ultimate beings are also paying attention to every little thing that happens on the battlefield. Haha, the first powerhouse to reach the core area battlefield is from our Chanyu clan. Being the first to arrive doesn't mean having the advantage. The core area battlefield is vast, there is no significant difference between the first arrival and the last. The many 12th layer ultimate beings discussed and talked among themselves. The core area battlefield is the true stage of this mega battlefield, and only the 11th layer powerhouses who enter the core area battlefield are genuinely participating in the clash of cosmic pinnacle ethnic power. The Galaxy Master from the Human Civilization Alliance? He didn't enter the space-time passage but sat down there instead? No, how is the Galaxy Master this powerful? As Lin Yuan began to slaughter many alien 11th layers, the expressions of the 12th layer ultimate beings gradually changed. It's not that the 11th layers of various races killed by Lin Yuan were that important, but the newly advanced 11th layer Galaxy Master having such power? You humans, the price you paid to nurture this Galaxy Master was not small. It must have consumed quite a bit of the origin of the Void Realm world, right? Otherwise, how could the Galaxy Master have such a high understanding of spacetime within such a short time? Humph! The replication of spacetime origin fluctuations by the Void Realm world is after all different from the natural spacetime origin fluctuations formed by the universe. Aren't you afraid that such forced growth will lead to an unstable foundation? The various 12th layer ultimate beings sneered repeatedly. The whole mega battlefield is essentially a colossal 12th layer weapon, capable of blocking the senses of supreme beings. After all, at the level of life of supreme beings, even just a hint of malice or killing intent could affect the 11th layer powerhouses. To ensure relative fairness in the mega battlefield, supreme beings cannot directly project their senses into the battlefield. But even without probing with their senses, just by watching from a distance, the 12th layer ultimates could somewhat gauge the level of the Galaxy Master's spacetime comprehension. All the major pinnacle ethnic forces had carefully collected much information about the Galaxy Master. Stepping into the 11th layer did not take much time, yet he possessed such terrifying spacetime comprehension. There can only be one explanation. That is, the Human Civilization Alliance specially created an outer realm for the Galaxy Master, replicated the cosmic starry skies laws with the Void Realm world, and then slowed down the flow of time, allowing the Galaxy Master to spend long years in that outer realm. Is that so? The ancient power supreme being snorted coldly, and secretly transmitted to the feather butterfly supreme being, Yudi, did you really do this? Experiencing the fluctuations of spacetime is best done comprehensively within the universe. Using the Void Realm world's replication for a genius like the Galaxy Master might be a bit counterproductive. The ancient power supreme being also felt that this was somewhat inappropriate. With the talents and capabilities displayed by Lin Yuan, there was no need to rush like this. I have never used the Void Realm world for the Galaxy Master, Feather Butterfly Supreme being immediately denied through transmission. The Void Realm world is a clan suppression weapon, although I refine and keep it, every usage is known to you all, right? Not used it. The ancient power supreme being and the other few supreme beings looked at each other. Without using the Void Realm world to replicate and comprehend spacetime origin, how was the Galaxy Master able to achieve such a level of spacetime comprehension? Virtual world. Personal space. Lin Yuan sat in an armchair, savoring the fine wine in front of him. In between training, Lin Yuan often came to the virtual world to relax. With Lin Yuan's vast mental will, it was altogether too simple for him to multitask millions of tasks, dedicating a sliver of his mental will to enjoy the virtual world. Abnormal to abnormal. Opposite, Naylan, the Deputy Tower Master, couldn't help but show a color of amazement. The numerous information from the mega battlefield were constantly communicated among the many 11th layer powerhouses, Lin Yuan's slaughters including the prison tribe Mingche and massive rock life forms. As his original body was still alive, naturally, there was no need to particularly hide his encounters. Especially the prison tribe Mingche, in order to make losing a supreme weapon somewhat more reasonable, not only did he not belittle the Galaxy Master, but he even greatly exaggerated him. Because the Galaxy Master is strong enough, losing a supreme weapon seems somewhat reasonable. Did you enter the core area battlefield? Lin Yuan asked casually. I was lucky. The fringe area I descended in had more than 30 11th layer powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance, Naylan, the Deputy Tower Master, said. The 30-plus 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance, united together, could completely monopolize some of the quotas of the space-time path. All the 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance in that area could safely enter the core area battlefield. That is the advantage of unity. In fact, the area where Lin Yuan was located, including the massive rock life forms and several dozen special beings, also planned to do the same, even temporarily repelling the prison tribe Mingche who wielded a supreme weapon. But unfortunately, they encountered Lin Yuan. The numerical advantage can indeed offer significant benefits at times. Like the sea of bugs tactics of the insect race is based on this principle. But when the disparity in strength is too great, the advantage of numbers is not that significant. That's good. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. By the way, I heard something. Naylan seemed to think of something, whispering, the insect race, Tianyu clan, and other strongest from the 11th layer, plan to join forces to besiege you. The combat power displayed by Lin Yuan made the 11th layers from the insect race, Tianyu clan, and others feel like thorns in their side, hence the idea of besieging him emerged. Besiege me? Lin Yuan immediately became interested. This was exactly what he desired. During the slaughter of the massive rock life forms and the prison tribe Mingche from other alien 11th layers, Lin Yuan had intentionally suppressed his own power, all for this moment. If at that time Lin Yuan had overwhelmed all the 11th layers from different races, even Mingche with the supreme being weapon couldn't last a few breaths. How could the strongest 11th layers from the insect race and Tianyu clan muster the courage to besiege him? They wouldn't even have time to run. Yes. You must be careful. Naylan spoke earnestly. Even knowing the formidable combat achievements displayed by Lin Yuan, facing the strongest 11th layers from all the major peak clans, Naylan still hoped that Lin Yuan would be as cautious as possible. Those strongest 11th layers not only relied on themselves but were likely carrying backups from their ultimate beings, with Tianyu Meng from the Tianyu clan even bringing the clan suppression weapon into the fray. Clan suppression weapons. The might of clan suppression weapons surpassed that of supreme being weapons, a major peak clan group that for billions of years has collected and forged supreme being weapons possibly reaching dozens or even hundreds. For instance, the aurora from outside the universe a few hundred years ago was the main material for forging supreme being weapons. A complete aurora from outside the universe could probably forge 7 or 8 supreme being weapons. But clan suppression weapons? Even if one acquired that once-in-universe opportunity, the Human Civilization Alliance could call no more than 10 items clan suppression weapons. Other peak clan forces would have even fewer. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. Although Lin Yuan was very confident, he was no fool and knew the terror of the clan suppression weapon. Meg-scale battlefield. Core area battlefield. Arriving here through the spacetime path, Lin Yuan observed. Spacetime suppression has surged significantly once again. Lin Yuan looked around, the boundless world unfolding before him. With my current spacetime comprehension, the maximum distance of transposition could reach several light years, but it consumes a great deal. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Moving several light years in one step was considered very slow, but this was a meg-scale battlefield meticulously crafted by supreme beings. Under the spacetime suppression, even those 11th layers could only travel by flying. Although Lin Yuan could continue spatial transposition, his own consumption began to increase significantly. Sixth realm spacetime comprehension could forcibly manipulate the space rules on the meg-scale battlefield, but Lin Yuan, not being a supreme being, lacked the ancestral force necessary for manipulation. I might as well fly slowly. Lin Yuan ceased his idea of continuing to advance by transposition. There's no need for excessive consumption on this. Once he encountered the enemy, it would be more cost-effective to perform spatial travel and pursue. Currently, the position selected by the 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance to establish the war base is in that direction. As the supreme commander of the Human Civilization Alliance on this battlefield, Lin Yuan knew many top-secret pieces of intelligence, including the location of the war base. The war base, a stronghold established by a major peak clan group in this battlefield. The war base was not only crucial for this war but also served as a foundation for expanding in subsequent wars. Head to the war base first. Lin Yuan changed direction and flew towards a certain location. Time passed. In a matter of days, Lin Yuan flew swiftly, his vast sensory range spreading out millions and tens of millions of miles from himself as the center. In the meg-scale battlefield with heavy spacetime suppression, not only was spatial transposition restricted, but even the range of his sensory perception was severely limited. In the cosmic starry skies, Lin Yuan's perception could cover hundreds of light-years instantly, but in this meg-scale battlefield, it could only cover millions of miles incrementally. Ichim? Is there a skirmish occurring tens of millions of miles away? Lin Yuan seemed to sense something, his gaze turning towards the right front. Though vast, the core area battlefield occasionally witnessed encounters between powerhouses from different clans. Once these powerhouses met, if their respective clans were hostile, a clash was inevitable. Let's go have a look. Stirred by curiosity, Lin Yuan headed towards the source of the skirmish. Lin Yuan clearly sensed the parties involved in the skirmish. 9/11th layers, 5 against 4? Lin Yuan suddenly raised an eyebrow, and there's a familiar face, Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 867 Within a Turn of the Hand, subscribe please. As the greatest genius in the history of human civilization, Lin Yuan knew many powerful individuals. Many alien strong ones longed to establish connections with the Galaxy Master. Not only because of the human civilization but also because of Lin Yuan's own potential. With the cultivation speed demonstrated by Lin Yuan, he was the life form in this era with the most hope of reaching the ultimate peak, advancing to level 11. The Galaxy Master was certainly among them. Who wouldn't want to establish a good relationship with a future level 12 ultimate being? Why does Xizhong Ancient God hold a transcendent status in the cosmic starry skies? Why even peak groups are reluctant to pressure too much? Isn't it because this ancient god sponsored at one time those who had not yet reached level 12 ultimate? But knowing is just knowing, the ones that can be called acquaintances, especially alien strong ones, are not many. Lin Yuan looked at the powerful fighters thousands of miles away who were engaged in a fierce battle. One side was from the insect race and the other was from the prison tribe. Both were forces of peak groups, although there were only 4 from the insect race side. Still, 3 of them were from the insect race hive, summoning a large number of level 11 insect race warriors, binding the 5 strong prison tribe fighters without regard to their own lives. From the momentum, even though the numbers of the insect race were fewer than the prison tribe, they were still suppressing the latter. Tuoba Ancient God. Lin Yuan watched one of the figures. This figure belonged to the insect race side, mingled among many insect race warriors, pressuring the 5 besieged prison tribe. It was indeed Tuoba Ancient God. Lin Yuan had quite an impression of this ancient starry sky deity. Initially, he had taken away his friend Fang Qing's mind will, using it to blackmail Lin Yuan in hopes of obtaining resources to reach the ultimate level. Later, in the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan seized the opportunity to kill Tuoba Ancient God once, but it was only an avatar that died. Now, having just entered the core battlefield area, he has encountered this ancient starry sky deity again. It's quite coincidental, then another death it shall be. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Although there was no way Lin Yuan could have been blackmailed successfully by Tuoba Ancient God. But this feeling of being threatened made him very uncomfortable, and now that he had met him again he naturally wouldn't let him go. Not to mention, Tuoba Ancient God's allegiance to the Insect Race Alliance, which is an enemy of the Human Civilization Alliance. Even without Tuoba Ancient God, Lin Yuan would crush him conveniently. Over a vast mountain range, the spacetime rule fluctuations surged. 5 level 11 prison tribe powerful beings furrowed their brows, killing large amounts of successive insect race warriors while also fending off the soul attacks from the 3 insect race hives. And Tuoba Ancient God's ambush. These bugs are really annoying. Big brother, let's use the ultimate weapon. A prison tribe strong one with horns on his head communicated telepathically. Use the ultimate weapon? The leader of the prison tribe hesitated for a moment. Ultimate weapons are mass destruction weapons, a trump card. It shouldn't be used lightly. The energy required to activate ultimate weapons is considerable. But considering the current situation, if they continue to be deadlocked, there is no meaning. They can only use ultimate weapons to break out of the encirclement of insect race warriors. Tuoba, they're going to activate their ultimate weapons. On the insect race side, one of the insect race hives seemed to sense something and immediately communicated telepathically with Tuoba Ancient God. I know. Tuoba Ancient God's expression was solemn, always ready to use the ultimate weapon he possessed. While waiting for the right moment, Tuoba Ancient God swiftly thought, how is that Galaxy Master so strong? To be able to kill Ming Che? Tuoba Ancient God felt regret at this moment. Originally, he thought that with his own strength, coupled with the ultimate weapon bestowed by the insect race, he would not have any problems surviving on the battlefield. But he did not expect that many peak group powers for the control over this massive battle arena basically used all their trump cards. The Insect Race Alliance, situated as the ruler on the battlefield, absolutely possessed the power to suppress the usual holders of ultimate weapons at level 11. This is something the Queen of the Insect Race did not tell him before entering the battlefield. Compared to Insect Race members, Tuoba Ancient God, as a special life form, belongs to outsiders. Many intelligence secrets are not known. Actually, hiding some battlefield secrets for Tuoba Ancient God isn't really a big deal. Given the intensity of a massive battlefield war can be unimaginably high. With Tuoba Ancient God's own strength, plus the ultimate weapon, there is still a great chance of surviving. Although Tuoba Ancient God is only level 11 5th tier, he came personally with true form, which is much stronger than an avatar, especially some of his trump cards which probably could compare to a level 11 perfect. But the strength of the Galaxy Master was too terrifying. Tuoba Ancient God had no doubt that if the Galaxy Master encountered him on the battlefield, he certainly would not hesitate to strike. I'm here in person this time. I cannot take any risks. Once I reach the war base of the Insect Race Alliance, he'll just hide inside and not come out. Tuoba Ancient God has already made up his mind, even if this would cost him a lot of merit, but life is the most important. In fact, when he learned about the strength of the Galaxy Master, Tuoba Ancient God thought of withdrawing from the massive battlefield. But once you enter the battlefield, there's no turning back unless you endure until the different phases of the war progress. There is absolutely no possibility of leaving halfway. But on the prison tribe side, a terrifying fluctuation emerged. The leading prison tribe strong being's hand produced an artifact tower weapon. A golden aura began to spread in all directions. Rise. Tuoba Ancient God also swiftly activated a gray bell, a defensive ultimate weapon, but also possessing the power to suppress. Just as the auras of the ultimate weapons from both sides were about to collide. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Such a situation only posed two possibilities. One was that Tuoba Ancient God's comprehension of the laws of causality far surpassed Lin Yuan's, allowing him to easily conceal his own causal thread. But this possibility was practically zero. Comprehending the laws wasn't something achieved overnight. A second ago Lin Yuan could still easily perceive Tuoba Ancient God's causal thread, and the next second he could no longer feel it? Tuoba Ancient God's understanding of the laws of causality surpassed Lin Yuan's in just an instant? Too unrealistic. The second possibility was that Tuoba Ancient God had thoroughly perished. The dead Tuoba Ancient God naturally had all causality cease, and for Lin Yuan to not feel the connection to the other party was quite normal. So Tuoba Ancient God actually entered the battlefield with his true body? Lin Yuan felt slightly surprised in his heart. Only when the true body perished, all avatars would also perish, and the causal threads would disappear directly. That's right, the two-dimensional world just ended not long ago. Tuoba Ancient God didn't have the time to condense new avatars. Moreover, protected by a supreme weapon, sending out his true body into battle was entirely possible. Lin Yuan quickly understood in an instant. Although sending out the true body into battle was a great risk. But risk also signified opportunity. The strength of the true body was stronger than that of the avatars, with many hidden trump cards at hand. Its final explosive power also greatly surpassed that of the avatars. If the true body entered the battlefield, coupled with a supreme weapon, Tuoba Ancient God's ability to preserve his life went without saying. Indeed, it's the true body carrying many treasures. Lin Yuan casually checked Tuoba Ancient God's spatial bracelet. There, he found a huge amount of resources and treasures. Since Tuoba Ancient God had decided to join the battle with his true body, he naturally brought all the accumulated treasures with him. After all, if the true body perished, these resources and treasures would lose all significance. Tuoba Ancient God, being a uniquely solitary life form without the encumbrance of a race, did not have the notion of leaving the resources and treasures outside to pass on to descendants. This makes for a tidy profit. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Not to mention the gains from killing Tuoba Ancient God, completely slaying a level 11 fifth-tier mighty being in human civilization meant a large number of merit points. After the death of Tuoba Ancient God, that insect race hive and the 5 mighty beings from the prison tribe also could not hold on and died within Lin Yuan's Shenhuang force field. Everything transformed into the most refined origin power, becoming the sustenance for the cultivation of Lin Yuan's Shenhuang physique. He put away 2 supreme weapons and took the time to tally up the other gains. A sense of emotion welled up in Lin Yuan's heart. Even though there were a few 11th level perfected evolvers on the field who, by relying on treasures bestowed by the supreme powerhouses, could forcefully kill 11th ranks holding ultimate weapons, how many years had the Galaxy Master been cultivating? When they were at the age of the Galaxy Master, they were still playing around at the 5th or 6th rank. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Master was already wreaking havoc in this super-large warbase in space of intense warfare. Just as the numerous 11th level perfected evolvers were rapidly exchanging information, a figure emerged silently in front of everyone. Galaxy Master. Greetings to the Galaxy Master. One after another, the 11th level perfected evolvers immediately looked at Lin Yuan with ardent eyes. Is the warbase all set up? Lin Yuan glanced down. The arrangement of the warbase hadn't been done by Lin Yuan, but by the 11th level perfected evolvers from various evolution towers. Of course, as the supreme commander of the Human Civilization Alliance in this battlefield, Lin Yuan had the ultimate control over the super-large battlefield. Yes. It's almost ready. The leading 11th level perfected evolver spoke with a smile. His name was Shenyuan Yu from the Shenyuan Evolution Tower. If not for Lin Yuan, he would likely be the supreme commander of this battlefield. Lin Yuan looked at the 11th level perfected evolvers and said, I haven't been involved in many wars against different races, the main problems on the battlefield still rely on all of you. The Galaxy Master is being modest. Shenyuan Yua was slightly stunned and couldn't help but speak. With the strength of the Galaxy Master, having the confidence to influence the outcome of the entire war, it is us who rely on the Galaxy Master. What's the current situation? Lin Yuan inquired. The current state of the super-large battlefield rarely sees local conflicts. Everyone is preparing for a full-scale war. Shenyuan Yu's face showed a trace of amusement. This should be due to the deterrence of the Galaxy Master. Normally, the strongest 11th ranks from various peak clans, although capable of suppressing ordinary 11th ranks with ultimate weapons, generally wouldn't make a move. But due to Lin Yuan's influence, those strongest 11th ranks began to take action successively, causing most 11th ranks to dare not fight outside, and instead hide in the war bases, waiting for the full-scale war to come. The full-scale war refers to the decisive battle where the 12 peak clan forces converge the vast majority of their power. Within the full-scale war, the strongest 11th ranks generally face counterparts of the same level. Ordinary 11th ranks face ordinary 11th ranks, and there won't be scenes of the strongest 11th ranks picking on ordinary 11th ranks. I see. Lin Yuan nodded. No wonder he hardly felt any battle fluctuations along the way. Lin Yuan thought silently. Once full-scale war commenced, the vast majority of 11th rank beings from different clans would appear on the battlefield. That would be the best opportunity for Lin Yuan to capture them all at once. For now, continue cultivating. Lin Yuan gazed through the control room at the vast and colossal battlefields of different races. The essence of this colossal battlefield of different races is a stable world created by many supreme beings, converging the vast origins of space-time rule. Observing this colossal battlefield was equivalent to observing the insights of various supreme beings regarding space-time, combined with the secret skill Milky Way. For Lin Yuan's understanding of space and stepping into the pinnacle of Sixth Realm, this could be of great benefit. Your perceptiveness defies the heavens. Observing the colossal battlefield enhances your understanding of space-time. For a moment, numerous insights on space-time flooded his mind. Space-time, originally one entity, why speak of fusion at all? To perceive space-time, one shouldn't approach it from the perspective of fusing them, but from the depths of one's heart, seeing them as originating from the same source. The more Lin Yuan observed the colossal battlefield, the more bursts of inspiration surged within him. The spatio-temporal fusion rule attracts most strong beings' attention to fusion, but in reality space-time does not need to fuse, they are inherently unified. Milky Way. With a mere thought from Lin Yuan, the surface of his body started to ripple with a space-time Milky Way. This secret technique, in the most straightforward and understandable manner, articulated the essence of the sixth realm and even the seventh realm of spacetime. Lin Yuan's realization of the sixth realm of spacetime in the boundless void owed a great deal to the secret skill Milky Way. Tianyu Clan War Base. Tianyu Meng sat high on his throne, wearing a halo of sanctity, and looked down upon the numerous 11th-rank godlords below him. On both sides of Tianyu Meng were two slightly smaller thrones, occupied by the other two strongest 11th-rank members of the Tianyu clan. Next, let's discuss how to deal with the Human Civilization Alliance. Tianyu Meng looked around slowly, speaking at a measured pace. The Human Civilization Alliance's evolvers who can be called the strongest 11th ranks, Shen Yuan you should be counted as one, and that Galaxy Master probably two. The one with a head full of golden hair on Tianyu Meng's left was also a strongest 11th rank of the Tianyu clan. His name was Chu Li Shao, a direct descendant of the Tianyu clan's second progenitor. Amongst the many 11th rank strong beings of the Tianyu Grand Alliance, Chu Li Shao was definitely the strongest, second only to Tianyu Meng. If it wasn't for Shen Yuan you being the direct disciple of a Shen Yuan Supreme, based on current intelligence, who poses a greater threat than the Galaxy Master, she would definitely like to try challenging the Galaxy Master herself, and see what it feels like to face this unrivaled genius known across all Great Peak clans. Next. Tianyu Meng analyzed other evolved beings of the Human Civilization Alliance and accordingly arranged members of the Tianyu Grand Alliance to counter them. The Human Civilization Alliance is almost dealt with. It's time for the Robber Clan. Tianyu Meng looked visibly more serious, and so did the other strong members of the Tianyu Grand Alliance. While human civilization is powerful, the Robber Clan is even more unfathomable. Being a suspected lineage from the previous cosmic era, the Robber Clan has the smallest number of members among the 12 peak clans. The two level 12 ultimate members of the Robber Clan are the most powerful among all the level 12 members in the universe, and they've probably reached the pinnacle of the path-creating realm. The level 12 ultimate of the Robber Clan is incredibly powerful, and their warriors below level 12 can also sweep those of the same level. In this super large battlefield, the 12 peak clans have close to 2,000 level 11 evolved human members, which is considered above average. The number of level 11 Robber Clan powerhouses is the least, less than 100. Even so, Tianyu Meng felt as if facing a great adversary, arranging herself and two other strongest level 11 members, along with dozens of level 11 perfect, to jointly hold off the strongest level 11 of the Robber Clan. Luckily the Robber Clan members are few in number, otherwise even if we join hands with the other 10 Great Peak forces, we might not be able to handle them. Tianyu Meng thought to herself, comparing to the special life forms nurtured by the universe, the Robber Clan members are much more difficult to deal with. Every member of the Robber Clan has grown through endless calamities, their combat experience almost perfected, and the legacy of their secret techniques are also extremely strong. Due to many factors, the Robber Clan holds a unique position among the 12 Great Peak clans. Least in number yet the most threatening. Insect Race Battlefield Base. One by one huge insect race hives were floating in space, and one after another ferocious insect race warriors were quickly bred. At the same time, the wills of the insect race hives were interweaving, communicating efficiently. Bing 387, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in defense. Bing 778, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in attacking. Bing 1923, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in soul illusion. Streams of enormous mental wills were continuously transmitted between the major hives. Compared to other peak clans' combat styles, the insect race has only one. that is the sea of bugs. Continuously breeding insect race warriors with different focal points, and under the control of the insect race hive, perfectly combining and cooperating. An insect race warrior who has reached level 11 perfect in defense, in front of other level 11 perfect, might just be a live target posing no threat. But if you add an insect race warrior who has reached level 11 perfect in attack, along with another who has reached level 11 perfect in soul illusion and so on, under the control of the insect race hive, perfectly cooperating. Even if they are not as good as level 11 perfect, they are probably not far off. If this number is multiplied by 10,000, 100,000, a million, even level 11 perfect would feel terrified. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 871 Real Myriad Realms Gate. Please subscribe. _2 Of course, even for the insect race hive, breeding an insect race warrior that has achieved level 11 perfection in a certain aspect is a massive consumption. This kind of consumption is not only tremendous in terms of resources but also an undeniably heavy burden mentally. Robber Clan War Base. Compared to the war bases of other peak power clans, the Robber Clan's war base is much smaller. However, the oppressive aura emanating from the entire war base is by no means inferior to the others, and might even be somewhat stronger. At the deepest part of the war base, about 100 Robber Clan strong ones are either standing or sitting in small groups. The Robber Clan is different from other peak clan powers. The Robber Clan is just that, with no such thing as a Robber Clan Great Alliance. There are no other alien species in the entire Robber Clan's war base. According to the Robber Clan, it is the weak who need alliances, the strong do not. In reality, the Robber Clan is targeted by the cosmic will, so any species that gets close to the Robber Clan will also be suppressed by the cosmic will. Therefore, no other species dares to join the Robber Clan. Even for the powerful Robber Clan, under the targeting of the cosmic will, the probability of growing up is 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million. As for other ordinary species, those who dare to approach the Robber Clan probably face the risk of extinction. This time, the right to lead the battlefield belongs to our Robber Clan for the first time. The Robber Clan strong one sitting at the highest point spoke, his tone filled with a sense of rightful confidence. Are there any strong ones worth paying attention to in the universe lately? It's said that the Human Civilization Alliance has given birth to an extraordinary genius who has stepped into level 11 in 500 to 600 years and whose mastery over time and space has also reached the 5th realm. Universe talents, blessed by the cosmos, having a smooth journey of cultivation. Not like us from the Robber Clan, where every step forward is taken with immense risk, constantly walking on the verge of the evolutionary path's collapse. The Robber Clan strong ones exchanged conversations, showing some interest in the Galaxy Master but no more than that, not taking this human prodigy seriously. Every step the Robber Clan takes costs 1,000, 10,000 times more effort than strong ones of other clans, and the death rate is even higher, 100,000, a million times. Similarly, those Robber Clan strong ones who can advance further and survive have far superior power compared to strong ones of the same level. A normal level 11 perfected member of the Robber Clan is comparable to the strongest level 11 of major powers, and the strongest level 11 of the Robber Clan. Chapter 872 You are all surrounded by me, please subscribe. Xin Yuan Yu's war plan was quite comprehensive, but what Lin Yuan was primarily interested in was not the plan itself, but the peak powers and individual strong beings of other pinnacle races, as adversaries of the Human Civilization Alliance. Every member of the Robber Clan requires 20 of our same level evolvers just to restrain them? Lin Yuan saw the battle plan against the Robber Clan. Even though Lin Yuan had heard of the fearsomeness of this race, he was still somewhat astonished. From Xin Yuan Yu's war plan, Lin Yuan saw no intention of wanting to defeat the opponent. The entire purpose was to hold back the Robber Clan powerhouses. The Robber Clan is terrifying. Xin Yuan Yu sighed. Had their challenge to ultimate not been so astoundingly difficult, this universe might well have been under the Robber Clan's control. To strike at the ultimate from the 11th level, one must break free from the bonds of the River of Time. For a normal 11th level to escape the River of Time, the difficulty is 10, then for the Robber Clan it is 100, 1,000. The moment a Robber Clan member challenges the ultimate, backlash from the entire universe descends without giving them any chance to adapt or react. This is also why there are currently only 2 ultimate beings at the 12th level among the robber clan. Aside from their sparse population, their success rate of reaching the ultimate is pitifully low. There's nothing wrong with the war plan. Lin Yuan looked towards Shen Yuanyu and spoke, however, there's no need to arrange for me. In Shen Yuanyu's war plan, there were also arrangements for Lin Yuan, such as dealing with the strongest 11th level of some pinnacle race powers. Not arrange for the Galaxy Master? Shen Yuanyu was somewhat puzzled in his heart but proceeded anyway, all right. Even though this would greatly increase the pressure on other 11th level evolvers from human civilization. But Shen Yuanyu had no intention of questioning Lin Yuan's orders. All right. Once the full-scale war begins, just contact me directly. Handle other matters on your own. Lin Yuan gestured, moving all the 11th level perfected evolvers outside the control room like Shen Yuanyu. Chaos Rule. While comprehending the spatio-temporal fusion rule and many other rules, Lin Yuan was also contemplating how to derive the Chaos Rule. After stepping into the 11th level, Lin Yuan's clarity of rule comprehension as well as his against heaven's understanding had both significantly improved. But regarding the Chaos Rule, he still found no direction. All things in the world originate from chaos, but what exactly is chaos and how can one comprehend the Chaos Rule? Lin Yuan felt bewildered. Shen Huang and the Moyu Tower Master had both derived the Chaos Rule, and their explanation for deriving the Chaos Rule was that they had accumulated enough foundation, and then it came naturally. However, it's unclear just how much foundation must be accumulated for it to be enough. Both Shen Huang and the Moyu Tower Master are Chaos Realm powerhouses. If the required foundation here pertains to the bounds of the Chaos Realm, then Lin Yuan is destined not to comprehend the Chaos Rule at the 11th level. Even as strong as Shen Huang and the Moyu Tower Master, neither had the experience of deriving the Chaos Rule at the 11th level. Take it slow. Am not in a hurry. Worst case, I'll spend more time at the 11th level. Without certainty, I definitely want challenge the ultimate. Lin Yuan's thoughts converged, and with his current strength of mind and will, he could easily live until the end of the cosmic era. Mere centuries, even counting all the time traveling through worlds, meant Lin Yuan had only lived through a few thousand years, an insignificant speck compared to a complete cosmic era. Therefore, Lin Yuan still had plenty of time to slowly contemplate. Martial Tao 11th tier? Lin Yuan devoted a part of his mind, attempting to create a complete first-tier chapter of the Martial Tao. This was also a review and summary of his own path. Creating the Martial Tao 11th tier chapter wasn't just about advancing the evolution pathway of Martial Tao to the 11th tier. It's about reflecting on the journey thus far. Only by doing so could he grasp the present to better foresee his future. Beyond the super-large battlefield. Numerous ultimate beings at the 12th level observed casually. Xia Qin, tell me the truth, is that Galaxy Master the same as the human Xueyu? A supreme being from the Star Alliance asked the supreme being Xia Qin through telepathy. Although this guess was incredible. For example, when that white paper descended into this universe, the Galaxy Master was only at the 10th layer. Inside the two-dimensional world, all extraordinary powers were suppressed, and theoretically the 10th layer and 11th layer started from the same point. But it was only the same starting point. As time went on, the one with the higher life level grew at a much faster pace than those at lower levels. The Galaxy Master was merely at the 10th layer, and even if he possessed treasures from human civilization that could break free from the suppression of the two-dimensional world. But the realm and life level of the Galaxy Master were set, and no matter how powerful the treasures, one needed sufficient strength to activate them. The Galaxy Master initially was but at the 10th layer. How could he possibly overpower the 4 divine kings and other legends of the 11th layer perfected being? Furthermore, the 4 divine kings also brought their strongest weapons suited for themselves. However, based on the current strength displayed by the Galaxy Master, he equaled the strongest 11th layer of the major peak races upon first entering the 11th layer. Additionally, when that white paper descended, the Galaxy Master also fell into it. And Xueyu and the Galaxy Master had never appeared at the same time and place. As well as, after white paper exited the universe, the Galaxy Master quickly ascended to the 11th layer and so on. Logically, after the fundamental loss from the two-dimensional world, the Galaxy Master should have been affected even with human civilization's compensation, so how could he easily step into the 11th layer? Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 873. You are all surrounded by me. Please subscribe. 2 The only explanation is that the Galaxy Master was not affected by the two-dimensional world. This is consistent with Shueyu surviving and leaving the two-dimensional world. Numerous clues all point to one possibility. That is, the human Shueyu who massacred in the two-dimensional world is actually the Galaxy Master. If it were just one similar clue, it might have been a coincidence, but with all clues being so similar, even without concrete evidence, the supreme beings of the Star Alliance are mostly convinced. And then? Xia Qin, the supreme being, said indifferently. When Lin Yuan entered the battlefield and revealed some of his power, Xia Qin, the supreme being, foresaw that the identity of human Shueyu might be exposed. But so what? If it's exposed, then it's exposed. What can the myriad tribes powerhouses, who died at the hands of human Shueyu in the two-dimensional world, do? Very good. The supreme being of the Star Alliance was silent for a while, feeling a strong shock in his heart. Even when he saw human Shueyu crushing the 4 divine kings in the two-dimensional world initially, he wasn't much shocked, especially after speculating that this human Shueyu might possess treasures granted by the Human Civilization Alliance. But when human Shueyu overlapped with the Galaxy Master, this supreme being of the Star Alliance became somewhat restless. Monster. The monstrous degree of the Galaxy Master exceeded the expectations of all supreme beings. Human Shueyu is the Galaxy Master? How is that possible? Wasn't the Galaxy Master a level 10 at that time? A level 10 can sweep a level 11 perfect? The many supreme beings, quick in their thoughts, also associated the Galaxy Master with human Shueyu. Sweeping a level 11 perfect wouldn't surprise the supreme beings, but a level 10 sweeping a level 11 perfect, even in an environment like the two-dimensional world, is utterly ridiculous. Even the robber clan couldn't possibly do it, right? Indeed, the robber clan is known to be invincible among their peers but fighting across levels? From level 1 to 12, perhaps below level 6, it's possible to fight across levels as the gaps are not large. But the higher the level, the more difficult it becomes to fight across levels. A level 10 fighting across to a level 11 perfect? The fact that human Shueyu is the Galaxy Master spread among the supreme beings, and soon those strongest level 11 beings below them also learned about it. Especially inside the massive battlefield, many alien strong ones need to treat the Galaxy Master as their opponent. The more they know about him, the more confident they are. The Galaxy Master is that human Shueyu? Really? The supreme being told me personally. What do you think? Several insect race hives hovered in midair, and a massive army of insect race warriors surged out. During the massive war, various pinnacle clan forces clashed in turn. The Human Civilization Alliance and the Insect Race Alliance were opponents. Moreover, the other 10 pinnacle clans were also engaged in slaughter. In the vast center of the battlefield, the fluctuations of space-time boiled, and frightful aura burst forth unchecked. Watch out for soul attacks. Shenyuan Yu took the lead and charged towards the largest hive. Buzzing. Space twisted, and terrifying soul attacks descended, numerous level 11 perfect insect race warriors launching attacks simultaneously. Although the insect race hive was not adept at direct combat, it did not mean it lacked any self-preservation abilities. The soul attacks from the insect race hive were unique among the 11 pinnacle clan forces. Insect race hives needed to control a large number of insect race warriors simultaneously, which required a vast amount of mental will. The higher the mental will, the stronger the mastery in soul aspects. Not good. Shenyuan Yu only felt his vision blur before he recovered, a golden gem subtly appearing on his forehead to suppress the soul and resist any attacks. Unexpectedly, Yu Insect Race's queen brought that treasure along. Shenyuan Yu's face became solemn, staring directly at the distant huge insect race hive, waves of illusory fluctuations spreading from the hive center to all directions, impacting all level 11 powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance. Nightmare Realm. Shenyuan Yu stared at the tiny palace-shaped weapon atop the huge insect race hive. The Nightmare Realm was the insect race's clan suppression weapon, extremely potent in area soul attacks. This weapon had troubled the feather butterfly supreme being of human civilization many times. On another side of the battlefield, a terrifying figure casually exerted force. Around him, 7 to 8 figures were struggling hard, each of these figures emitting an aura not inferior to Shenyuan Yu's, yet they were being overpowered by the onslaught of a single powerful being and were at a disadvantage. Human civilization is struggling. Where did that Galaxy Master go? This terrifying figure was the strongest level 11 of the robber clan, his gaze glancing at the battlefield between humans and the insect race. The matter of the Galaxy Master and human Shueyu also piqued his curiosity. He had seen the battle images from the two-dimensional world, and the power of the human Shueyu had even put some pressure on him. The insect race actually brought the nightmare realm. Human civilization is in danger. Without a same-level clan suppression weapon, defeat might be inevitable. Where is the Galaxy Master then? Is he too scared to even appear? Other Pinnacle clan forces engaged in battle also observed, noting the dire situation human civilization was falling into. Soul annihilation. In the battlefield between the insect race and human civilization, the largest insect race hive was fully activating the clan suppression weapon, Nightmare Realm. The void power of the nightmare began sweeping. Many human civilizations' evolvers felt their consciousness drift towards unconsciousness, faces showing signs of despair. Just then, a diminutive young man suddenly arrived at the center of the battlefield, raising his right foot and gently stomping down, space-time faintly turning into a swirling millstone, crushing numerous powerful insect race warriors. The largest insect race hive was forced to retreat a great distance, the nightmare realm atop it spinning rapidly. The young man looked around, his gaze crossing the battlefield between the insect race and human civilization, looking towards other Pinnacle clan forces engaged in battle, a smile appearing on his face. You are all surrounded by me, Wuxia world. Side. Go. Chapter 874 The Might of the World. Please subscribe. The first large-scale war after the super-scale battlefield was established, similarly received the utmost attention from all 12-step ultimate beings. Insect race's nightmare realm was refined from the 12-step soul treasure, the Nightmare Heart. The Nightmare Heart originally drifted from the chaos void into the universe, falling into the hands of the insect race's myriad transformation queen. With the Nightmare Heart as the main material, the refined Nightmare Realm has an inconceivable suppressive effect on the soul. The 12-step ultimate beings watched the core battlefield and exchanged their thoughts. The Nightmare Heart is fundamentally not a treasure that the universe can nurture. It comes from the even more vast chaos void, innately suppressing any soul power. The insect race's myriad transformation queen, with tremendous effort and the assistance of many auxiliary materials, was able to forge the Nightmare Realm. This clan suppression weapon in the hands of the insect queen can unleash power that doesn't fall short of the void realm world of human civilization. Nightmare Realm? Xia Qin, among the 9 human civilization supremes, glanced at the insect race alliance. No worries. The 11th level cannot manifest much of the Nightmare Realm's power. The hitherto silent Shenyuan Supreme spoke. The more powerful the supreme weapon, the higher the requirements for the user. Like the Nightmare Realm and the Angel Crown, such clan suppression weapons, if controlled by level 11 beings by some shortcut, can display power just a bit stronger than ordinary supreme weapons. Among the various treasures bestowed by Shenyuan Supreme to Shenyuan Yu, if not to crush the Nightmare Realm, at least resisting it wouldn't be a problem. Long before the super-scale battlefield was established, human civilization had already made many simulation predictions. They anticipated the tactics of the other 11 peak race forces. The Nightmare Realm of the insect race was completely within expectations. But, Galaxy Master, Shenyuan Supreme felt a bit puzzled. However, the next moment, a figure plummeted into the center of the battlefield where humans and the insect race were slaughtering each other. This figure was none other than the Galaxy Master, who with just a light stomp, terrifying spacetime fluctuations turned into millstones, ripping apart and grinding many insect race warriors to dust. The level 11 insect race hives, like boats adrift on the sea, were teetering on the edge. The insect race hive that activated the Nightmare Realm deep within the insect race alliance recoiled a great distance. The palace overhead that was continuously emitting null fluctuations also began to spin unexpectedly, as if it had been subjected to some severe impact. For a moment, all the gazes of the 12-step ultimate beings converged on the battlefield between human civilization and the insect race. One should know, most 12-step ultimate beings were focusing on the battlefields of the robber clan, the universe, and other races. After all, those were the battlefields where the fighting was most fierce, especially the robber clan, whose strongest level 11 alone was suppressing other peak groups' strongest level 11s, leaving them with barely any power to retaliate. Many 12-step ultimate beings intended to glimpse some tactics of the robber clan's 2 12-step ultimate beings from their strongest level 11. But now, Galaxy Master? Just a stomp and almost swept through the Insect Race Alliance? Even the Nightmare Realm was impacted, interrupting the soul suppression? What treasure did this Galaxy Master use? Could it be that true heritage of human civilization was brought into the battle? The 12-step ultimate beings looked at each other in disbelief. At least the power shown by the Galaxy Master was definitely at the level of the robber clan's strongest level 11. The various races' strongest level 11s, wielding clan suppression weapons, would need nearly 10 of them just to barely hold off the robber clan's strongest level 11. In the center of the battlefield between human civilization and the insect race, Lin Yuan looked around. The reason he waited until now to appear was precisely because the grand battlefield had just begun, with many level 11s not yet entering Lin Yuan's killing range. Here, the killing range meant a radius of 700 billion li centered around Lin Yuan. This is also the limit of the world's size within Lin Yuan's body. Upon activating Physical Body Divine Ability World, within 700 billion li, everything is transformed into Lin Yuan's world. This isn't to say Lin Yuan's attack range is limited to 700 billion li. But beyond this range there is no certainty of a kill. After all, a significant number of level 11 powerhouses entering the battlefield possess supreme weapons for protection. Lin Yuan, facing tens of thousands alone with scattered power, and also separated by a distance of 700 billion li, indeed is unsure of killing a level 11 perfect who is desperately fleeing and protected by a supreme weapon. But within 700 billion li it's different. Within the range of Divine Ability World, Lin Yuan's strength will be deployed to its greatest extent. It's about time. Lin Yuan's mind remained calm, and he also noticed the gaze from tens of thousands of level 11 powerhouses. When he descended just now, merely stomping his foot caused an uproar within the entire Insect Race Alliance, and this scene was also witnessed by other peak races. Such an overwhelming display of strength left all level 11 powerhouses bewildered. Divine Ability World. With a slight fluctuation of thought, the imprint of the world divine ability deep within Lin Yuan's body suddenly began to vibrate and spread. Strands of world power centered around Lin Yuan instantaneously permeated a range of 700 billion li. Ever since entering the superscale battlefield, Lin Yuan had been restraining his strength, all for this moment. If his true strength were exposed too early, how could these powerhouses from all the peak races gather here obediently for Lin Yuan to slaughter? Although with Lin Yuan present, they would ultimately be able to control the war in the superscale battlefield. Wuxia World. Side. Go. Chapter 875 The Might of the World. Please subscribe. _2 But how could Lin Yuan collect resources to cultivate the Shenhuang physique if he couldn't kill those 11th rank strong ones of the alien races? Boom. An oppressive and heavy aura enveloped an area of 700 billion li in an instant, causing tens of thousands of 11th rank strong ones to feel their bodies and souls completely suppressed. It wasn't an ordinary suppression, but a total suppression with only 1% of their original strength remaining. Under Lin Yuan's Divine Ability World, the ordinary 11th rank strong ones could be crushed instantly. Even those 11th rank perfect strong ones, protected by supreme weapons, could only hold on for a few breaths, and that was all. What's happening? My strength has been suppressed by 99%? It's the Galaxy Master. The source of suppression comes from the Galaxy Master. The thought processes of the 11th rank strong ones were incredibly fast, and they immediately realized something was wrong. From the arrival of the Galaxy Master on the battlefield to now, only an instant had passed. Just a moment ago, they were shocked by the sound of the Galaxy Master stomping, and the next moment, they all became trapped fishes within the Divine Ability World. Go, immediately get away from the Galaxy Master. Get away from the Galaxy Master, see if we can escape this suppression. Numerous 11th rank strong ones, almost at the same time, abandoned their battles and turned to flee farther away. As an instinct of the strong, they knew that hesitating further could result in life or death danger. In such circumstances, the top-tier ethnic group powers remarkably had the same goal and fled in panic. Escape? Can they even escape? Lin Yuan stood at the center of the coverage of the Divine Ability World. As the caster of the Divine Ability, he had complete control over everything within 700 billion li. The changes in the expressions of those 11th rank strong ones and the turmoil of their inner chi, as they desperately tried different methods, all fell into Lin Yuan's eyes. Die. Lin Yuan activated the Divine Ability World and used the world power of the 700 billion li area to crush all the strong ones from the alien races except those from the Human Civilization Alliance. The duration of the Divine Ability World was only 6 seconds. From activation of the World Divine Ability to covering an area of 700 billion li, only 1/10,000th of a second had passed. Whoosh! The majestic world power poured down mercilessly. In just 1 second, the first round of crushing was completed. In an area of 700 billion li, all 11th rank strong ones from the 1st to the 4th tier without supreme weapons were obliterated. The moment the Divine Ability World was condensed, the tens of thousands of 11th rank caused a great disturbance, trying to break free from the suppression. But after the first second passed, 90% of the 11th rank had died, and the range covered by the external world quieted down a lot, but still filled with some piercing screams and resentful roars. But the second, third second, and fourth second passed. The range of the external world finally quieted down completely. 4 rounds of magnificent world's power crushing, even the strong ones of level 11 perfect, all perished, leaving only a few dozen of the strongest 11th rank from various peak clans barely struggling. Wuxia World. Side. Go. The strongest level 11 from the robber clan couldn't believe it either. In the first second of the immense world force's oppression, he sensed something amiss and immediately fled towards the distance. Yet, under the world's suppression, he hadn't escaped far before enduring the crushing force of the 4 immense world forces. The crushing force of the 4 immense world forces, even for the strongest level 11 from the robber clan, proved hard to withstand, causing injuries to both his physical body and soul. This was after he had activated the life-saving technique granted by the strongest beings of the robber clan. Without this technique he would have likely perished long ago. How can there be such a powerful entity below level 12? The strongest level 11 of the robber clan found it unbelievable. As the most likely candidate to challenge level 12 from the robber clan, he was well aware of many secrets regarding cultivation. He knew the limits of level 11 well. To a certain extent he was exceedingly close to the limit of level 11. But now, in front of Lin Yuan, the so-called limit of level 11 seemed like a joke. The strongest level 11s from the Tianyu clan and the robber clan could not comprehend Lin Yuan's terrifying power. But one thing was clear to all the strong: flee. Flee far away. Staying any longer would mean death. The strongest level 11s from various peak clans were already struggling under the first wave of the immense world force's crushing power. However, just at that moment, the 5th second stealthily arrived. The crushing of the 5th wave of immense world force began to descend. This wave of world force's crushing power reduced the remaining strongest level 11th fighters by a third. Chu Li Xiao and other strongest level 11s who had no clan suppression weapon to protect them, had their physical bodies and souls shattered. We can't wait any longer. The strongest level 11 from the robber clan roared. His eyes were like 2 universes intertwining mysterious powers, tearing open a pitch-black spatial rift, and the next instant fleeing far from the coverage area of the outer world. Soon after, Chen Yumeng and other strongest level 11s wielding clan suppression weapons did the same, activating the ultimate moves left within the weapons by the supreme beings, unleashing strikes with hundreds of thousands of battle power indexes, forcibly tearing space and escaping. They actually escaped from under the cover of my world divine skills? Lin Yuan roughly locked on to the positions of those few strongest level 11s through causal sensing, instantly arriving at the edge of the battlefield, and because of causal weakening among other factors, they seemingly vanished completely. Was that a real level 12 technique? Lin Yuan mused from a distance. Not long after the 5th wave of immense world force crushing power arrived, over 20 of the strongest level 11s used their final trump cards, tearing through space, leaving the core battlefield. No way. Even if I detonated the outer world in the first second, I could not kill them. In the instant of facing death, those supreme techniques would activate on their own, taking them far away. Lin Yuan frowned slightly. With his current strength, dealing with level 11s, even those wielding supreme weapons, was as easy as flipping a hand, but if ultimate beings of level 12 intervened, they were not within Lin Yuan's ability to suppress. Wuxia World. Side. Go. The number of mighty weapons stored in Lin Yuan's inner world was far more than 30, at least 10 times more. With the help of these resources, my Xianhuang physique may not be able to cultivate to level 11 perfect, but I can certainly make a significant leap towards perfection. Lin Yuan felt elated. The number of mighty weapons he now possessed probably surpassed the total number of mighty weapons ever crafted by the human civilization. It's a pity I didn't get a single clan suppression weapon. Lin Yuan sighed inwardly. However, on second thought, he accepted it. Even if a clan suppression weapon were placed in front of him right now, Lin Yuan might not dare to take it. A clan suppression weapon, due to its nature, is capable of sustaining the power of 12-star ultimate beings, exceeding ordinary mighty weapons. If Lin Yuan were to carelessly incorporate a clan suppression weapon into his inner world, he might very well be inviting the wolf into his house. Galaxy Master. At this moment, Shen Yuanyu, leading a group of human 11th level perfected evolvers, flew towards Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan glanced at Shen Yuanyu with most of his attention still on evaluating the spoils within his inner world. There was no helping it. The harvest was too abundant, many of the treasures were beyond his immediate comprehension, and he could only ponder over them slowly. What now? What should we do now? Shen Yuanyu asked the question on his mind. Logically speaking, as an 11th level from the Human Civilization Alliance side at this time, they should be fiercely battling the 11th level entities of the other races. But now, all of the other races' 11th level entities were dealt with by Lin Yuan alone. This resulted in the 11th level powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance not knowing what to do. Wait for the response of the Supreme Beings. Lin Yuan spoke. Everything that happened within the supermassive battlefield was surely under the watch of the 12-star ultimate beings. Now they only need to see what the other peak cosmic race forces will think. Should I concede defeat and cede the first battlefield dominance, or attempt to commit more 11th level perfected evolvers? All right. Shen Yuanyu nodded. He should have thought of this sooner, only the actions of the Galaxy Master left his mind in disarray, slowing his thought processes considerably, his heart unable to calm for a long time. Beyond the super-large battlefield, the ultimate beings of the 12-star level also fell into silence. When Lin Yuan first arrived at the battlefield, his stomp almost wiped out the Insect Race Alliance. The 12-star ultimate beings then sensed something was amiss. However, none of the 12-star ultimate beings anticipated such an outcome. Within a mere 6 seconds, only the Human Civilization Alliance remained out of the 12 peak tribal powers. If your tribal 11th level were slaughtered, it's because you were too weak. Supreme Xiaqin also maintained a smile nearby. At the same time, Shen Yuan Supreme's voice sounded in his ear. Xiaqin, was that final method employed by the Galaxy Master one of human civilization's ultimate reserves? Shen Yuan Supreme's tone was puzzled. Shen Yuan Supreme knew almost all about human civilization's ultimate reserves, and there was no such method as Lin Yuan had employed. But aside from the ultimate reserves, what else could explain the scene of the crushing of tens of thousands of 11th level aliens? I am not sure either. Supreme Xiaqin immediately replied telepathically. In fact, he was quite puzzled, he really knew nothing. Supreme Xiaqin had indeed thought of endowing Lin Yuan with certain fallbacks. But these had no significant relation to the ultimate reserves of human civilization. You're not sure either? Shen Yuan Supreme fell silent. Could it be that the Galaxy Master's final method of crushing tens of thousands of 11th level aliens was achieved on his own? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.